Peace, 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 peace. Peace, love, and light to all American Aborigines. This your brother, Aboriginal Power. You're now tuned in to another Wake and Bake show. Hit that like button, leave a comment, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Notification bell too, man, so you can get all your latest updates and notifications. Let's start this intro thing off right.
The alleyway. I had to really step back and look at my situation for what it was. I had to look at my life like it was a movie. I had to look at all the moving parts. So maybe I can really understand what it was. They say love make you blind. Yeah. I'm introverted. I don't talk to niggas cause I'm constantly serving. I got a trap on top of my bed, I got a murder. Head goes how the block, the streets wanna murder. This shit come with burdens. The streets wanna murder. Streets wanna murder. I told you that this gang of bars that come with burdens. This shit come with burdens. This shit come with burdens. This shit come with burdens. Paint the city red. All the shit I seen replaying in my head. Heard the streets talking, so we caught them boys instead. Block wanna murder and they caught with other feds. And I pray they would. But it was right, really. Niggas was crooked. Playing the 50 with niggas that cost them a bullet. Ain't wanna do it to them, but I had to pull it. One foot in the streets, one foot in the trap, one hand on the music. I write my wrongs on this microphone, it's therapeutic. I know the streets listen when I talk, I can't abuse it. I can't abuse it. I can't abuse it. No, I can't abuse it. I don't talk to niggas cause I'm constantly serving. I got a trap on top of my bag, I got a murder. Head goes on the block, the streets wanna murder. This shit come with burden. I'm introverted. I don't talk to niggas cause I'm constantly serving. I got a trap on top of my bag, I got a murder. Head goes on the block, the streets wanna murder. This shit come with burdens. The streets wanna murder. Streets wanna murder. I told you that this gang of bars that come with burdens. This shit come with burdens. This shit come with burdens. If yeah, baby, you know why I get it. Stuck in the grind, bitch, I'm on a mission. Over they talking, little baby, I'm different. And on my nuts, I handle my business. And on my phone, shit in the opinion. I'm really rapping the shit that I'm living. I got a problem inside of my mind. I hear the streets talking, they tell me to get it. Yeah, I gotta get it. Yeah, bitch, she tell me I'm tripping. Tell me all of my money on top of my music to give myself what I was missing. Yeah, I was broke. I never asked them niggas for a band. I never caught them niggas in the jam. I know the ops stepping in the moon. I know my head going for a tan. I don't talk to niggas cause I'm constantly serving. I got a trap on top of my bag, I got a murder. Head goes how the block, the streets wanna murder. This shit come with burdens. The streets wanna murder.
Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Y'all see the title, man. Y'all see the title. All live debates, man. Make sure y'all tap in to support the channel. We're going to get right into it, man. I want y'all to hit that like button. We got a couple songs we're going to play before we start the live stream. We're going to allow a couple brothers and sisters to gather in the chat. Make sure y'all share the live stream. Appreciate everybody for tapping in.
What the fuck is going on? 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 These raps is like subscription to me, yeah, they different for me. See my dog pass away, that shit get vivid for me. Praying on my downfall, I won't fall, yeah. Boy, I jumped that porch, we learn how to crawl, yeah. I rose through from the concrete. The shit y'all boys cap about beyond me. I'm a born G. I be kicking out this flame, bitch, like Bruce Lee. I know they speak my name in vain, but I can't worry about it. All this pain that's in my songs, it got me hurting about it. How my niggas doubt me like there's no burden from me. They talking dollars and baguettes, we still behind the trench. Broad daylight, shooting handguns from behind the fence. I'm with some killers that's gonna hit bouty. In a spot that you got, you might get blicked out and rerouted. How y'all said that y'all believed in me. How y'all said that y'all believed in me. How y'all said, what the fuck is going on? 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 These raps are like subscription to me, yeah, they different for me. See my dog pass away, that shit get vivid for me. Praying on my downfall, I won't fall, yeah. Before I jump that porch, we learn how to crawl again. These raps is like some scripture to me, yeah, they different for me. Seen my dog pass away, that shit get vivid for me. Praying on my downfall, I won't fall again. Before I jump that porch, we learn how to crawl again. What the fuck been going on? I got brothers, but y'all moving on. I thought them bonds were strong. Look, tomorrow, hit that promise, your dog could be gone. You can't prove me wrong. I can't put another soldier name inside a song. In them trenches, I was back in. Rubber grip the Mac 10. Foundation solid, I got traction. I don't do it, who taking action? I kill it with passion. I remember back when niggas standing tall for they bottom. That was back when niggas stayed solid, then we caught them when they crept in. Ain't want nothing moving on that block till we stepped in. Niggas getting stepped on as soon as niggas caught wind. Raps is like a scratchy too, yeah, they different for me. See my dog pass away, that shit get vivid for me. Praying on my downfall, I won't fall again. Before I jump that porch, we learn how to crawl again. These raps is like some scripture to me, yeah, they different for me. See my dog pass away, that shit get vivid for me. Praying on my downfall, I won't fall again. Before I jump that porch, we learn how to crawl again.
Make sure y'all hit that like button, share the live stream. We're gonna get into a couple more songs, man, before we get started, man. We got 2 more songs. We're gonna play this one and got 1 more after this one. Make sure y'all share the live stream. You can share the live stream. Support the channel if you can support the channel. Shout out to all the American Aborigines and the FBA brothers and sisters.
I see no rewards. Look.
Pressures of being great. I'm tatted with scars, I feel the look from their eyes, I know they gazing from far. Overcoming my fears, I never wanted this life, been giving them pain. Know my soul been paying the price, give fuck about the ice. Really, I just give on my life, been thinking too much. Inside my head, I'm living it twice, been feeling convicted. Every time I step on this mic, my art form, it come from God. This ain't no gimmick, my nigga, the vision really is vivid. See my canvas and shiver. Every time I'm here to deliver. My ex bitch, she ain't believing, now she crying me rivers. She got a heavy heart, but ain't no time for reminiscing. Guard my energy, won't turn me to a victim. Believed in my potential, fuck what you projecting. I make you see my words, like this is a projection. I pray to God to guard my soul, yes I need some protection. Ain't busting down my watch, ain't busting down my change. Got everything to lose, got everything to gain. Yeah, my soul tied to this shit. And I told the opposition that I'll die for this shit. It's you versus you. Never let this fucking world ever tell you who the fuck that you supposed to be. It's you versus you. Never let them tell you who you are. Define yourself, nigga. Focus on your dreams. It's you versus you. Never let this fucking world ever tell you who the fuck that you supposed to be. It's you versus you. Never let them tell you who you are. Define yourself, nigga. Focus on your dreams. It's you versus you. It's you versus you. In composition with myself, the hardest battle of all. And when you look inside that mirror, are you seeing your flaws? I became a man, and my dad was never involved. But all these people trying to be the same, it's hard to evolve. Gave birth to a poet. Really, I just write what I saw. And all them days alone writing, it was just me and God trying to find my purpose. I needed a sign. Many days I was lost, I was trapped in a bind. The type of fear that I felt, you can feel in your spine. It's me versus me. I knew that I was different from niggas. I talk my shit, and really I be shitting on niggas. I'm staying humble. Yeah, I'm staying humble. Ain't busting down my watch, ain't busting down my change. Got everything to lose, got everything to gain. Yeah, my soul tied to this shit. And I told the opposition that I'll die for this shit. It's you versus you. Never let this fucking world ever tell you who the fuck that you supposed to be. It's you versus you. Never let them tell you who you are. Define yourself, nigga. Focus on your dreams. It's you versus you. Never let this fucking world ever tell you who the fuck that you supposed to be. It's you versus you. Never let them tell you who you are. Define yourself, nigga. Focus on your dreams. It's you versus you.
Don't let this fucking place define you.
It's you versus you.
Shout out to everybody in the building, man. If y'all want to listen to any of this music, go check out Hellyway on all streaming platforms. Hellyway 24K.
Walking God's plan.
We're going to play one more intro song before we get started, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all go follow my brother Hellyway. Man, we're going to get right into it, man. I need everybody to hit that like button. Come with the video, man. Y'all tuned into Awaken Bay channel, man. Drop your name and where city you in. What you smoking on this Grand Rising, man? Let me know. This is the Awaken Bay show. Let's go.
Feelings from the past, yeah, you gotta pay attention. They won't say my name, but they put it in a mention. Too much sneak dissing, yeah, we need an intervention. Right before the fall, I swear my niggas, they won't listen. Right before the fall, you took them pills, you got addicted. Right before the fall, you run your mouth, you turn to dentist. Bring my niggas in the cage, know that shit get lonely. You was with me from the start, but you did me phony. Look my bitch right in the eyes, tell her she my only. Poppin' shit on Instagram, they don't even know me. Had to turn my savage up to turn me to the old me. Killers moving silent, so I gotta kill them softly. Lie better, little baby, but lie better. You playing the other side on God out. Trendsetter, no talking, I did better. They watching my moves, flying my moves. I did let up, I kept it aside. Niggas get shifty, I did something, I'm moving around. Gotta get to it, this bread, something they want me to drown. Remember they told me I was nothing, I've been through some things. On God, baby, I can't front it. Feelings from the past, yeah, you gotta pay attention. They won't say my name, but they put it in a mention. Too much sneak dissing, yeah, we need an intervention. Right before the fall, I swear my niggas, they won't listen. Right before the fall, you took them pills, you got addicted. Right before the fall, you run your mouth, you turn to dentist. Bring my niggas in the cage, know that shit get lonely. You was with me from the start, but you did me phony. Look my bitch right in the eyes, tell her she my only. Poppin' shit on Instagram, they don't even know me. Had to turn my savage up to turn me to the old me. Killers moving silent, so I gotta kill them softly. Do better, you said that you do better. These niggas playing at 50, I really got moved better. I got these on my block, I can't play round. I position on my life, I can't play round. We gon' get it back in blood if they stay round. Know them niggas off the drugs, they gon' lay down. I was love, you put me right in the middle. That niggas that screaming gang and niggas that wanna kill you. They got feelings from the past, pay attention. They only sending shots cause these niggas want attention. Won't be no RIP, heli in the mention. Put threats on my name, make me turn them to a pension. Feelings from the past, yeah, you gotta pay attention. They won't say my name, but they put it in a mention. Too much sneak dissing, yeah, we need an intervention. Right before the fall, I swear my niggas, they won't listen. Right before the fall, you took them pills, you got addicted. Right before the fall, you run your mouth, you turn to dentist. Bring my niggas in the cage, know that shit get lonely. You was with me from the start, but you did me phony. Look my bitch right in the eyes, tell her she my only. Poppin' shit on Instagram, they don't even know me. Had to turn my savage up to turn me to the old me. Killers moving silent, so I gotta kill them softly.
Damn, man. Let me fix my motherfucking mic. Let me fix my mic. All right. Check, mic check, mic check. Can we get a mic check? 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 Drop a fire emoji if y'all can hear me in the chat. Somebody said this is staged. What you mean, gang? What you mean this shit staged? Can y'all? Oh, y'all can hear me. Okay, well, we lit then. We lit. I wasn't saying too much of nothing. I was just shouting at everybody in the chat, shouting out all the American Aborigines, the people who claim American Indians, the people who claim FBA, ADOS, everybody. You know, I'm the one who bringing the bridges together to try to link them. But we're gonna get into the nitty gritties of what terms should we be using. Since we criticize a lot of other terms that other brothers and sisters use. So y'all see the title, man. The true Americans are Aborigines, man. The true Americans are Aborigines, man. I got a question I want to propose to you guys. Is Indian a misnomer? Who wants smoke, man? I'm gonna drop the link in the chat real early today. We're gonna drop the link in the chat real early today here in the second, man. But I do want to say shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure you drop what city and what state you in. Uh, I've been building these bridges for people to understand. I'm like Bob the Builder. I had to go and build bridges when people didn't want to build. Y'all seen the conversation with him, Mock, that we did. Shout out to him, Mock. We got another exclusive one coming up real soon. I control the narrative. So what I talk about is what the rest of you guys gonna talk about. So we're gonna get this thing real straightening today. If we ain't gonna get some straightening, ain't nothing getting straightening but some straightening, you know, right? So I'm gonna need y'all to really thumb up the video and support the channel. All right. So if anybody wanna come with any smoke, don't hesitate. Now's your time to shine. We're gonna kick it up a gear. You know what I'm saying? We also got some other bills planned on some shit this week with some fire ass information. So you already know what we coming with. So shout out to all the American Aborigines that's been pushing this Aboriginal Tanchan first American history and understanding that it's very imperative to wake up our brothers and sisters. And shout out to all my brothers and sisters that came and been spreading this knowledge since the beginning. We have used the word Indian as like a ground basis or what grandma said or just as an elementary or entry level to this information. You see what I'm saying? So Indian is not the end all be all. It's actually the introduction to to this to this Aboriginal understanding. So once you graduate, you understand that you're not a kindergartner. Once you graduate from different schools of thought. For people to be so found up and wound up and struck on the word Indian, let me know that they don't do no further research. I'm not too struck on the word Indian, but I don't shit on the word Indian. It's just a misnomer. We have other words that best describes who we are within social definition, legal definition, and an urban definition. And we have accumulated a source of a conglomerate of words that we narrowed down to just a few words that we like to use today. Aborigine being one, Attentionist being another one, and people still often use the word black and Indian. I'm not going to shit on any of those. I'm just going to say that those words are misnomers. If you're willing to say black is not right and I don't know no black and I'm not dealing with the FBAs because they use the word black and critique them on the understanding of the word black, then you must have the open arm and opportunity to be critiqued on the word that you stand with. And I'm open for critique on the word that I stand with as well. But I'm going to stand on Aboriginal business. So anybody want to smoke, the link is going in the chat right now. Okay? So that's for anybody that want to smoke. That's for anybody that want to smoke. Or if you just want to come on the panel and build, this is an open panel as well. All right. Like I said, don't be scared to bring your information. Stand on what you stand on. You understand me? Don't feel attacked when we're attacking the information. When the information is being critiqued and challenged, don't feel like we're challenging you. Okay. And nobody's going to argue with the word Aboriginal. You will be a fool to argue with the word Aboriginal. Only a fool will argue and say that the word Aboriginal is not a good term to use. Only a fool will utter something like that. I'm willing to take the smoke on is Aboriginal a negative term, or should we not be using the word Aboriginal? I'm willing to take that debate anytime. It's been a couple times I've already set that up with niggas and they duck. You understand? We're not playing no games out here. We standing on Aboriginal business. This is what we got to offer. We not letting nobody come here and take candles and throw away the information. Hell, back in 2018, now the information I was on, your favorite YouTuber didn't have a clue of what I was talking about. I'm not here to toot my own horn, but I'm here to toot my own goddamn horn, man. Y'all niggas don't like giving flowers, nigga. I'm snatching them. Nigga. I'm giving niggas flowers, and nigga, I'm pulling them out the ground. I'm going in your yard and pulling them up. And what it is y'all like somebody to kiss y'all ass. A lot of you scholar theological people like somebody to kiss your ass. I'm not here to tell you what you like to hear. I'm not here to tell your ass what you like to hear. I'm here to tell you what you want to hear. Now, where I'm at in this age and this time, I'm understood and I'm comfortable with expressing how I feel. I got true understanding and control of me and my mind and my overstanding. I bring my own atmosphere. I have the ability to be unadulterated and unapologetically me and express myself with 100% to the full capacity. And I do not feel guilty about expressing how I feel, nor should you guys. So I like for you guys to express how you feel, whether it's fuck you guys or however you feel. Don't feel shamed about it. I will respect you more if you told me how you really feel. So I'm telling you that Indian is a misnomer. Throw it away. Nice and throw it away. You can still use it for the people meeting them where they are. Just like I use the word black, even though that's some bullshit, but I meet people where they are. But misnomer. If you're going to be pushing the name of this history, and we want to unify and we want to come together and get power, if you don't want this shit to be a failure on this try or this go around again, then we got to do it under a strong unification name that can give us strength around the world and dominantly in America. I see ain't nobody hit the link. Y'all looking a little shaky, baby. Don't be scared. Big Aboriginal power don't bite, man. It's the Scholars Corner. We got to learn how to put this information up, and we got to learn how to start accepting the truth. A lot of you guys don't like hearing it. A lot of you guys like to hear the same old shit that feeds into your ego. Oh, use an Indian, use a Choctaw, and use the Iroquois, and use a this, and y'all niggas, y'all had feathers, and we went to powwows, and I'm a Choctaw and Chickasaw. Listen, these are all names that the European brought on. You know the word Choctaw means flathead? Are you a flathead, motherfucker? Is your head flat, nigga? No, your head ain't flat. Kyrie Irving, I love Kyrie Irving. Shout out to Kyrie Irving. That brother's a bright brother. But don't have the correct understanding. He still think he's a Native American. Not saying this is incorrect, but it's incorrect. You see what I'm saying? I think he with the Sioux Nation. Sioux ain't your people, bro. You Aborigine. You're a true nations of guys. These terms is what they gave you after they started dismantling the system. They gave you these names after they did social experiments and started constructing the lie we have been told today. The damn word Choctaw means flathead, man. You ain't no damn flathead. Kyrie is an Aborigine. All of our grandmamas told us that we was Indians, but the grandmamas and shit told you was Aborigine, even though you're an Aborigine. So it's information and things that we know that our grandparents didn't know. There's things that they told you that helped you even spark an interest in even looking for certain things. You understand what I'm saying? The true Americans are the Aboriginal races found here. Copper races found here. These are the Americans, bro. These are the Americans, bro. And that's just for one continent. We can deal with off. We know who the fuck these Aborigine people. Our people are not having an identity crisis. We just understood that use certain terms for at different time frames that was placed upon us, and every time we prevailed and we made magnificent things through all these titles. There's brilliant things done up under all these titles, under the word Indian. Even under the word Indian, there's been some beautiful things done. I'm not here to take away that from you niggas. I'm just here to tell you that no rock slapping, feather wearing, motherfucking cranberry eating ass Indians, man. Straight up. You built the castles and the buildings around this bitch. They destroyed your structures in the 1800s at the World's Fair. They demolished them and destroyed them with cannons and dynamite in Charleston, South Carolina in 1865. When y'all telling me that y'all lived in shit called chickas and wampongs and teepees, you showing me these little villas when in the same area you got concrete structures that have been demolished. Who built the concrete structures? See, I come from the niggas who built the solid structures. See, it's like the three little piggies. Your people's built the house out of hay, nigga. You Indian niggas. Y'all the first little pig. Blew your little house down. It was just hay. It was just hay. That's what the Native Americans is. The Native Americans built their house out of hay. You just blow it down. One little piggy fell down. One little piggy fell down. One little piggy fell down. Then you got the Indians built another house. Shout out to my Indian brothers. They built a house. It was made of wood. It was a sturdy foundation, but the big bad wolf fucked it, knocked it down too. Now we on the third house, the brick house. I come from the bricks. My people built with the bricks. Aborigines with the bricks. Man, we got some bright brothers and sisters on this motherfucking panel today. We got a gangster on this motherfucker today with us today. Huh? We got a gangster on this thing with us.
Hey yo, I ain't trolling. I ain't trolling at. I'm just coming in because you know I love you. I'm telling you I love you. Everybody know. But I'm just saying, I don't understand, man. Why you got a problem with us Indians, man? I'm a fucking Indian, man. They got contracts and shit, treaties and shit with my peeps. And I just can't understand why you got a problem with Indians, man. Yeah, we Aboriginal. We know that, nigga. I know that. You know that. But all I'm just saying, man, I done been through these fucking YouTube rooms and shit. And I just want to set the shit straight, man. We Indians, we Aboriginals, we both of them motherfuckers. So let's just get the motherfucking money. You know what I'm saying? Get the motherfucking money off the treaties. What do you think? I don't know. I'm down for that shit.
I'm fucking dead.
I ain't capping, man. I ain't capping. I ain't capping. I ain't capping. All I'm saying is let's do the shit we gotta do, claim the motherfucking treaties, and then we can do what the fuck we want.
Listen, gangster, I don't want no smoke with you. You understand
Me
me?
neither.
I fuck with the Indians. I don't want no smoke. You understand me?
I mean, if it's a misnomer, let the shit be a misnomer.
All right, man. Let me tell you like this, gangster. It's a
Uh,
misnomer.
okay. See, I'm cool with that. The
But
Indians will get the motherfucking money, and the Aboriginals can stand there and wait, and we'll share it with y'all.
right,
I ain't
break
take
bread. Break bread. Aborigines trying to get to position where we gotta we gonna be running this system. Oh, you want to use that? We gonna print this out for you. Just like they print it and they stamp it and make it certified, we should be printing it and we should be the ones stamping it and we should be the certifiers. You understand
all right.
me? You
I'm
understand
with
what I'm
that.
saying? So
I'm with that.
we want to be able to take a title that best express us. We don't want to take a title and be able to share it with other people that's not even our people.
I
We don't
get
want to
that.
be able to share that.
I get that
We
shit.
stingy. I'm stingy.
I'm with that.
You
We shouldn't be
understand?
sharing no titles with no foreigners. No, you're right. You're right.
Right.
You're right.
Because that's going to be another way for them to usher their way in to start when we start getting cheese. They're going to try to have their hand out. You see what I'm saying? They going to have
Hmm.
they. No, we can't allow that.
Yeah, we can't. Not none of that 164th bullshit. That's why I'm like I am now. We got to cap them motherfuckers out. That 164th, 132. Nah, nah. I'm
Well,
with you.
you notice that there's not
I'm just not with sharing titles, man. We at a point where we've been sharing everything. We've been uplifting anything that any black people around the planet got. We got involved and helped promote and got involved with. Man, listen, I'm done sharing it. We got something in for our people and put that same energy that we put in for other people's shit and we put it in for our shit. We're gonna have to start reaping the fruits of our labor. So if we gotta start cleaning up terms, which we already done shitted on black, we know that ain't no good, but our people use it, so we gonna meet them where we are. Now we chopping up this fable with India, understanding that this is a misnomer. Not saying that you shouldn't use it to meet people where they are. We gotta bring them in. Sometimes they ain't on the boat. They out in the water. We gotta throw a life jacket or a raft out there and reel them in and get them here. So some things you gotta use to reel them in. It ain't the end all be all. It's just to get them to this solid foundation where we at, man.
I get it. I get it. That's why I love y'all. That's why I love
You know
y'all.
it's all love.
Ain't going no damn where.
No,
I'm still
and I don't make it beef because I'm the guy who built bridges with the blacks. I built bridges with the ADOS. I built bridges with the Moors. I built bridges with all these groups. I'm just
yeah,
letting
you
you. We
did.
gotta be real with ourselves. See, like I said, I'm not here to kiss y'all little asses. I'm not
You right.
here to be a yes man. I'm not here to tell you what you heard. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear.
I did sit and watch
Sometimes
you.
the truth hurts when you become emotionally attached to a lie. You
Right.
understand me? Or to inefficient uh, perspective or something, something that's artificially inserted, if you will. You understand what I'm saying? So
I agree. And I did witness you build the bridge with the Addos. I seen you build the bridge with the Moors, the blacks, foundational blacks. You pull all those people enough to give you a lot of respect.
listen. I even did it with the Indians too. I helped build
Yeah,
this Indian
yep,
community that people run around in. I was here from the
yep.
beginning.
I was there. I watched you.
My understanding has elevated. I don't shit on Indians. I understand that's a way to reel them in. I don't shit on blacks. I understand that was a way for me to usher in other information. We just have to be real with ourselves. We got
Right.
to be real with ourselves. Some people get so wrapped up in what they're emotionally attached to that they disregard truths and argue facts with artificial inserts that they're emotionally attached to. I'm here to tell you, let go of your emotions. More than just Indians. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And like I said, once again, that word Indian is not such a bad word. It's not exclusive to just my people. I share it with East Indian. I share it with West Indian. Now American. Now I want something that's just for my people. Is that
Right.
cool?
I get that. Yep. I get it. And 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 thinking real hard on this whole thing Aboriginal. is more exclusive to us because we were here when before everybody came. So that makes sense. That's exclusive to us. Nobody else can't use Aboriginal but us.
Nobody else does use it but us.
Nobody else does use it. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? And then we're
Yeah.
gonna deal with who was the first people to be called it. You see what I'm saying? How was it
Yep.
applied and how it link into us? You see what I'm saying? We done broke this history down for the last couple of years. Y'all should be up to speed on this. We just in heighten and amplify where we're saying. Being Aboriginal in this land is power. That's why my name been Aboriginal Power since the beginning. I've understood this.
And that's good. You're right. You've been yep. You and
I've never
Aboriginal.
changed my name. I've been Ab Power since y'all ever know me.
Yep. That's a fact.
Because I've
You're right.
understood that being Aboriginal in this land is power.
It's the big joker.
I didn't even understand it back then. I That would throw me off so bad until I finally got it. I I did not understand Aboriginal. I mean, I was fighting for Indian,
You
but
play
now I
spades.
get it. Huh?
You play spades.
Hell yeah.
You play
Don't
joker,
nobody,
joker, do face.
yep, don't nobody want to play me, man.
Okay, listen.
We
Indian
playing
is
dominoes on New Year's though, bro.
like the deuce, a spade. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But Aboriginal is the big joker. Maybe even, oh, I'll say Aboriginal may be the little joke and the tauntaun may be the big joke. But there's levels to it, right? And
Right.
when you choose a term, right, you got to know what kind of power that carries. Just like when you play a card on the spades table, you got to know this could pull spades, this could cut, this could do certain things. You know what I'm
And
saying?
you gotta
So
realize in this particular game, deuce is wild.
Right.
And the Aboriginal has that's a deuce because it's dual. It has a social and a legal standing. Unconsciousness
Yes.
has just a social and understanding.
Mm. The only thing I could say, because I'm 100% with Aboriginal, because of what it means for us. The one thing that I am having a really hard time with is that Black European shit. I can't take that
There's
as
no such thing as Black Europeans, Sister Betty. I've been saying
I,
this the whole time. There's
yeah,
no
well, they're
listen.
saying that
I
these
haven't
Black.
found one person that's from Europe, from Britain, England, London, these particular places that a person lives there today that their family been there since the time of memorial, going back to the royal bloodlines and Black people that was in that area. There's no indigenous Aboriginals to Britain. Any Black you see in Britain are by way of somewhere else. And till then, I want somebody to prove it. Find someone whose lineage totally ties to Britain and nowhere else.
I,
No African, no
I
nothing.
I would love to see you, and I'm not even far educated on that because I never went outside. I would love to see you and whoever else do a bill
I got listen. You know, it's
explaining
funny.
that because I
It's
they're
funny you
saying that
said that,
these
Sister
guys that
Betty,
came here to
because
do business with us.
me me and Rocky was talking about doing a build strictly on this topic.
We
Strictly
need
on
it
this
bad
topic.
because we got people claiming King James and all these black nobles,
I
and I
understand
need
that
to
too.
understand that.
I understand that too. Once you understand that Britain is never in link, it's never over there in Europe. England was never over there in Europe until the 50s. Then you got to ask yourself historically, where is this European place? Where is this Britanized place that they're talking about? You see what I'm saying? You got to ask yourself, who is George? Who is King James? Who
King
is George Washington? When you look up George, I will pull it up right now. If you look up King George and then you look up George Washington, the image is the same. The
Hey, Bap.
image is the same. They're lying to
So
you about your royal family. When you understood that George, King George, also Fort Knox, you will understand that King George is not really tied to a England or European background. You'll understand that you or the George of Knox, or the George of Roberts, or the George of Illinois, or the George of Williams, or the George of Miller. Family bloodlines come from this. There's no such thing as black Europeans.
So I I need y'all bad to do a build on that because I'm doing research and what I'm starting to see is the first fucking 16 presidents was Aboriginals.
Listen, all
And
this shit
I'm
is
all confused.
when you start looking at the when you start looking at the house, when you go to Britain and England, right? They got these kings. They got a castle called the House of Kings. And when you go in there and you look in it, you'll see nothing but Negroes dressed less like the Negroes you see in Virginia, just like you see them dressed in Florida. Why are they in Europe dressed like that? Just like Americans. Because once you have the understanding that the Americans left here and set sail to civilize and bring civilization to the East, which we're going to do a build later on today, explaining that on A1 channel, y'all. So y'all be on the lookout to that. We will be going in on that
Oh,
particular
you want to
topic
talk
today.
about the black
Yeah.
Europeans?
Yeah, we're gonna go in on that. Well, not just the Europeans. We're gonna talk about how we civilize the Eastern Hemisphere in general. Later on, I'm gonna focus in on Europe and how we constructed that as well. But in general, we're gonna talk about the Eastern Hemisphere, and Europe is not excluded from that.
Okay, well, that's gonna be good then.
You gotta
So you
understand
you
history too,
huh?
because I say you got to understand that European history because when they telling you that they are building and doing all these things, when you look back at the history, these motherfuckers was in the dark ages. They don't have science. They
And
still are.
how can someone come directly out of the Dark Ages, enter into America, and all of a sudden have an industrial age? They go from the Dark Age to the industrial age in less than 50 to 100 years. And they're building buildings like you see in your downtown courthouse, like you see in downtown Connecticut. How can you go from Dark Ages, no sanitation, no structure, to being the most magnificent industrial at your beginning of the industrial age? You was
Hold on,
fantastic at the beginning.
and no lights neither. By the way,
Damn.
Listen, all that shit that you see in England is fake. What you see in Disneyland is just a Disneyland was a real thing. They just redid that. That was real shit. That's not that they construct them real concrete structures. Them ain't fake. Them structures was already there. They just took hold of it. They found it, just like the municipal building and the courthouses in your local areas. Them are your old structures. They don't build
Yeah.
structures like that.
Right. Right.
That shit you see in England is Disneyland today. That's a replica. They
Mm.
stole your identity. They
Right.
stole who you are. They took the interest. We was
hey,
the
back
anti-federal. They was trying to usher in the federal. This is what the Rothschild, this is what the Carnegie, this is why they did that big hit on the people who created Fort Knox, the people who own 40% of it in America, that they put on this set sail ship to go to Titanic to start business conversations in Ireland.
Mm.
Ireland is European rule. They took over the interest. This is how they became in control. It happened overnight.
Mm.
It was the biggest hit.
Well, for a lot of us,
Nobody talks about Mr. Uster, who owned 47% of America's mortgage.
no one does, and that's why I think because y'all are all of y'all are the great lecturers here for us. I mean, I only go, but I can't. I don't go past legal. Y'all go into the history,
Well,
and
you gotta
that's how
listen, Sister
I.
Betty. The best have an understanding, a legal understanding. We gotta have a clear understanding of history, because without
Facts.
history, certain laws wouldn't be made based off of historical events. Historical events set sail to why standings was even established.
Mm.
They go
Well,
hand in hand. Matter of fact,
I,
history might even trump law.
I think. Well, I think because everybody's doing this app, and I really think that y'all should start giving some like history 101 in a Zoom and charge a fee. There's people charging 30 fucking dollars to lecture. Paleface do it all the time. Ask me how I know. I gotta pay to fucking take to upgrade my damn certificate for grant writing. They charge 100 and something dollars for that shit. So why can't you, my people, give these lectures and Zoom private with people? Cap it at 100 people at a time. That's a business, man.
Yeah, you could do that, but you know niggas be
Well,
funny and
you should do it.
I'm
Look,
saying I don't like to advise or charge for legal game because
no,
I'm
it's
not
not about legal gain. If you're doing this and you're donating your life to help your people
right.
understand, that's different. This is a job. You're making it a career to educate your people.
No, that's right.
Otherwise, you keep leaving the colleges and universities for our kids to go to. At what point are you going to start your shit? And Zoom, I'll pay for that shit because I'm always wanting to learn. And it's not
Right.
about it's not about you trying to take money from your people. You got a family to take care of. You got
No,
a
that's
life. You
true.
got bills. So when you got the right system behind you to start going out to these people, yo, you want to join this class? Contact me. You just need the right people by your side to start
That's a
getting that database
No,
and
you
make sure them
absolutely right.
motherfuckers pay. I'm serious. Michi X, she making money with her courses on creating a business. $30 each.
Listen, that's a good idea, and I'm probably opposed to that. And we might try to wiggle something like that in.
Yo,
That's why
if
we
you
do
need
try to
help,
put. That's why we do try to usher in certain information that we put out and allocate. You know, we do it in form of pay per views, but most of the time, man, we've been so set sail on just doing this shit for the people, man. It becomes second nature. Once you do this shit 342 days out the year for 5 years, it becomes second nature. You
hard to
see,
charge.
let me
it's
tell you
Hard
hard
to
something.
brother.
free.
There.
Let me
But
tell
we
you
do
something.
accept donations, so you know if you want to donate, cash out, PayPal information
Nah,
at the
fuck
bottom.
that. Fuck that. This should be a business where you make money. This is where I step in at. If you need help setting the shit up, I can help you set it up. And whoever the sister is or the brother is can keep it up from there.
I agree with you, though, Sister Becky.
Just let
I
me
agree.
know. And that's the shit
It's
I can
actually a
help you
good
do.
idea. It's actually a good idea.
It's a brilliant idea. You need to be in the Zoom. History 101, History 102. And then you give the agenda of what the content is. You know how many people are
What
gonna want to come
history?
in and
What
say,
history books? What history don't teach? 101. Yeah, I like it.
exactly. You need to be charging like $30 and $40 for them courses. And people are gonna be happy to come in and listen to your history stories in Zoom,
Yeah,
where
we'll
can't
put together.
nobody
I'll
come.
put together a nice little team to start putting together this information on Zoom with. Yeah, that'll be dope. I think that'll be a
Well, you
dope
let
one.
me know if you need me to help you because I'm real good with Zoom. I just stay quiet. But that shit is set up where you can have split rooms, chalkboard
That's
and
dope. Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, you
Sister
want
Beth, I have a question for you.
Zoom, yeah. But okay, we got a few people on the panel. We got Smoke Signal, Superman, and we got the boy from Florida.
Call
Peace and
me,
blessings.
call me, call me a distraction. Chief Go Eye and Grown Man Business TV.
Don't hey listen, don't worry about him. He's a troll. Matter of fact, since
Yeah,
he
because
talking
they
crazy,
don't like us
we're gonna
learning.
put him in the corner.
They don't like us learning, and that's what happens when you start showing your people exactly what white people be doing, and they get paid for this shit.
Yeah, I'm
It
with
costs
that though. Yeah,
$400 to take the government grant writing course, and guess what? It's a fucking foreigner teaching it, and they do it in Zoom. So why can't you teach true history? Fuck these bastards in the chat that think it's not a great idea. They just mad because you're learning what the fucking pale face do.
No, that
I'm
is a
out.
good idea. That's a great idea. And I agree that, if you sacrifice your time, energy, and effort for your people, you should be compensated for that.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's a steep slope, especially when you're on the side of like creating content and teaching people things, because you know how our people are, right? Soon as we get to charging and get to making money off our own people, the first thing people gonna say is all they do is take money from the people. Like
See?
that's why we really did the shit the way we have, because we did not want the message to be, taken away from, because they're thinking that we're trying to take advantage of our people. And it's been to a lot of content creators' detriment. You know what I'm saying? We don't make a lot of money doing this shit. We sacrifice a lot of time and energy to do this shit, but we understood from the jump that our people are hurt. It's a lot of people scamming them, and we just didn't want to do that. You know what I mean? So we wanted precedent that we will provide this information because we can and because it's out there. And if you want to donate or support because of that, then that's kind of how it's been. But I agree, Sister Bethy. It's time. It's about to be 2023. It's time to get shit organized. It's time to
Right.
make it happen. We can't be thinking about people's feelings. No, I heard my earlier. It is time to be unapologetic about shit. That's my motto for 2023. You know what I'm saying? It's time to get shit done. So I
I'm
agree.
with
And
it,
if there's anything I can do, let me know. I'll help y'all.
You should be
man.
one of
I'm
the
with it.
teachers too. I mean, I don't.
You know we will. It's only a
No,
couple of them.
you.
It's only a handful.
They'll go and pay a white boy trade school lessons, right? Take out a student loan and pay that shit, but won't come and learn real history from their own people. We got to understand that our men are fucked when it comes to creating their businesses. White men don't want to give them loans. They don't want to let them. They don't want to let them do shit. So the next thing they do, all them motherfuckers ain't got no job. They be on YouTube all day and blah 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 blah. Okay, now they're moving into a direction where they are lecturing and teaching about our history. Now
Right.
you gonna pay them? You gonna pay them? White man won't give them loans, so now you're not gonna pay them so that they could have a living. Fuck out of here. We need to wake up.
Nah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Let me allow some of these other brothers on the panel to
All
get
right.
it in, man. What's going
I'm
on,
with
brothers? Now you good,
rest
sister
my
baby. We
hand.
about to get it in. Hey, stay on here. We about to get it in.
I have a question for Sister Betty.
State your name, where you and who you are, where you calling from, where you come from.
The boy from Florida. From Florida.
Shout out to you. You got the flow.
Sister Betty, I'm trying to get an understanding. You saying that you don't think black people was in Europe?
Well, I did not say that. I asked my
I'm trying
brother.
to understand it.
No, I didn't say that. I actually just came up and asked Ab if he can give a lecture on this black European shit because a lot of people are starting to believe that they're black Europeans and they're royalty and noble here in America. And I asked Ab if he could give a lecture on that. I'm not educated on that. So I couldn't tell you, brother.
But I'm saying, do you think all black people come from America?
No, I did not say that either. I understand brown people are all around the world. I'm not ignorant to that. But what I'm
So
saying
it
is
should be easy to answer that black people was in Europe, right?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't
They
say
said it was
yes
all
on
around the world.
something. Okay, but you got to remember Europe is a created place. It was
No,
not
but it's still a
always
land. It
there.
don't matter about the name. It's still a land. I'm talking about on
Okay,
that
but
land in Europe.
all right, but I rather wait for a lesson that can educate me a bit more because like I said, Sister Bethy don't know everything and I don't. And I learn from a lot of our brothers here in the YouTube community.
Hey,
So
Michael Jordan.
and I
Nah,
want
it
to
ain't
wait
for
for that
that.
lesson.
Michael Jordan, come on and hit the link,
I
man.
don't
The
I
link is
don't know,
open.
brother. I really don't.
You lost
I
smoke,
am
weirdo.
uneducated on that part. So
But
I'm waiting
why
for the
didn't
lesson.
why wouldn't you know if you know that black people was all around the world? Why wouldn't you know?
But this is the thing, bro. it's not a question of whether we believe black people were all over the world, right? The question is which black folks are aboriginal to that specific landmass, and how do we distinguish those people? Now we know that
How
black
could we
people made it
distinguish
all
that
over the earth.
black people are aboriginals from anywhere? Because you got to think, we thinking that it just started. We could think these people could have been traveling 100,000 years ago. Why we
They
just think they just been traveling 400 years ago?
Well, even if they did travel hundreds of thousands of years ago, they would still be originally from a geographical location, right? They would be aboriginal to that place. Now, once they move and go to other places, if there's people already there, then those aren't the aboriginal people once they get there.
So
You understand?
what if they had what they moved somewhere and been there 100 years, had kids, babies and babies and babies? Would they be aboriginal to that land?
No, because their bloodline is still aboriginal to wherever their people originated from.
So can we really honestly say that we aboriginal to America? Because what if our people traveled here hundreds of thousands of years ago?
Not only can you say our peoples is here, you got people saying that their bloodline only comes from America. They're still in America. They reside in the area.
They
The
can't go back
history is there.
100,000 years. They can't go back 100,000
But
years
you,
ago.
but you actually, when you look up Tom Demaray's work, it shows that people was in America at 130,000 years.
I could agree
So
with that.
what
But
I'm telling
in
you,
Europe too. They was in Europe too.
so what I'm telling you, you don't have nobody from Europe that's black saying that my family is strictly from Europe, saying that they're by way of Africa, by way of somewhere else. So until you can show me someone that's saying that my bloodline is strictly from Europe, that they don't have no outside mixtures in a previous lineage, then I will concede to that there's black Europeans. I'm not saying that.
How could we do that if we go back
people saying it today
years?
and everywhere else? You got people saying it, that their lineage here and they got records and saying it. You got people in Africa saying that they only been there. You got people in America saying you got nobody in Europe in it, bro.
How far do they go back? Because we keep saying that we go back before time in this land.
Hold on. So
before time was invented, we was here.
So basically, you saying that because what is the cutoff time period for any indigenous or aboriginal people? That's what we need to figure out, right? Like how long or what time period do you have to be in a geographical location for you to be considered aboriginal? Because you are correct, right? If you can only go back to a certain amount of time period, then you don't know the history prior to that. But that actually goes to every type of people on the planet who's claiming that they're a certain type of people. You understand?
That's why aboriginals, it shouldn't be no aboriginal. How could anybody be aboriginal in any place when they could have been traveling way before aboriginal was even thought up? We don't know.
Take your watch off and throw it away.
That's the answer.
Yes, sir.
Well, I think what it is, bro, is that people are utilizing the evidence that is present, right?
Yeah, but we can't do that. We can't do that because it's evidence that we don't know. But it's evidence that we don't know.
True, right?
For somebody to say that we aboriginal to one land and can't prove it 100,000 years ago, how could it be aboriginal to one land?
But if that's the case, then just throw out everything you know about anything in reality, right? Because you don't know every fact of life. You don't know what creates everything and how everything came to be. So with that understanding, you can't utilize anything, right?
So that's why we should throw aboriginal out, right?
That's why I said take your watch off and throw it away, because you
don't throw it out, right?
Time frame.
Why not throw it out if we can't prove that we was here 100,000 years ago?
Because it's based off of evidence. What you're saying is not based off of evidence; it's based off of theory and conjecture.
No, I'm not, because we just said that black people was all over the world. AP
and we
even said that black people left here and went to Europe.
Right, but those black people are still aboriginal.
How we gonna throw it out, man? Excuse me?
I said, no matter where they came from, no matter their migration, no matter how the story went, and no matter how long it took to get there, right? If a specific people came from somewhere, they're aboriginal to that place.
But we wouldn't know that, because if we going back 100,000 years, we wouldn't know that.
So okay, so how would we figure that
You can
out?
read that say that
Hold
somebody
on,
was in this
hold
place
on.
100,000 years ago.
The only way you can figure that out is if you go off of the evidence that is present.
What's the evidence?
All of the evidence that we know, all of the scientific studies, all
But
of
the
the
evidence say
historical.
black people was all over the world,
Okay,
and we
right. So
migrated.
listen. In order for us to come to a conclusion of something, right, we have to have evidence to support the hypothesis, right? So if
And
you
what's the
say
evidence? What's the evidence saying that we are aboriginal to America?
it's plenty of
Because
evidence, you haven't seen no evidence.
Just give me one.
listen, man. Look in the mirror. Are you alive?
Am I alive?
Yeah,
Yes, I'm
because
alive.
you making this more complicated than it is.
But that's how we got to get. We got to get calm. We just can't go about what people said only 300,
No,
400
man. The
years
man
or
said, look
1,000
at the
years. So we
evidence.
got to
The
think that
man said,
this world is billions of years old. We don't know how old a human being been here. So how
uh,
could it for to be aboriginal, you have to be from that land and sprung up from that land. And if we can't prove that we sprung up from this land because we have
I
black
can
people all
prove
over
it.
the world that could
I
have
can
traveled,
prove it. I can
that
prove it.
could have traveled. You can't prove that your
I can
people been
prove
here
it.
100,000 years.
I can
Your
prove it.
people could have came here
I
70
can
years ago, 70,000 years ago.
I can prove it.
Prove it.
Because whenever I go anywhere else on the earth, I'm not as healthy as I am when I'm at home. That's the
That's not
proof.
no real proof. That's not no roof. That's not
That's
no
what the
proof.
man is telling you. Look at the evidence, man.
So
Wherever
let me
What's
ask
you
the evidence?
thrive the best, wherever you
I just
thrive the
told you, give
best
me
at.
one evidence, one evidence that can prove that we've been
so,
here since the beginning of time.
so
Because
let me
my
ask you.
skin is the same color as the dirt.
Oh, come on, man. You for real?
So
I'm
let
Oh,
me
you
being
ask
for
you.
real.
real.
That's the Bible, ain't it?
So is it from your position that because that we don't have all the evidence that we can't come up with the conclusion?
We got to throw it away because we can't use it if we can't prove that we've been here in America
All right.
over
Okay, cool.
100,000
Oh, cool.
years.
All right, cool. So let me ask you a question. With that understanding,
I
what?
disagree.
Oh, I'm gonna be quick, Sister Betty. With that understanding, what fundamental foundation are you teaching your offspring about who their people are?
Oh, I teach them that they from America, but we can't. I can't say that we aboriginally to America because how could we prove that?
Okay, so Aboriginal is a descriptive term, right? It
Yeah.
describes a certain people, right, associated with a certain landmass, and a lot of people get stuck on that. But that's not all Aboriginal is, right?
Prove
Aboriginal is also a
okay.
culture.
Prove that an Aboriginal
But
always been on this land.
hold on, sir. Aboriginal people have a similar culture all over the world. Do you agree with that?
Uh, I couldn't answer that because I don't know.
Well, based off of the evidence that I've done on my own personal research, right? There's
What
similar culture.
evidence? You ain't gave me no evidence yet.
You want
I
us to
said off
join you
my
in your
personal
ignorance,
evidence,
man.
sir. Like,
You want us
like
to join you in your ignorance because you
if you're
refuse
not,
to
if
take
you're,
So
in
you
first
new
gonna
look,
call me
information.
ignorant? Cause so you trying to say what I'm saying don't make no sense?
Don't make
no,
any sense.
So you
this is
trying to
what we
tell me
saying,
that
man.
people
This is what
started
we saying, bro.
everything? All human beings started in America.
No, nobody's standing on one side or another, right? The Aboriginal
Okay,
community.
for you to be
Hold on,
Aboriginal to
bro. Hold
America,
on, bro.
you will have to say
Hold
that
on, bro.
all people
Hold
started in
on,
America.
bro. Relax. Listen, the Aboriginal community from its inception has been saying that we need to re-examine all of the evidence and come to our own conclusions. That's what this community is built off of. That's what it started as. Okay, it wasn't started as a church for you to
But how
come
could
and
somebody
hear
say
all the
that?
things
But
that you hear.
then how could somebody say that they don't believe that black people was in Europe?
I don't think anybody said
Nobody
that
said that.
they don't
Nobody
believe
said
black
that.
people are in Europe, bro. They're saying that they haven't
There's
found
no
any
Aboriginal
evidence
Europeans. That's what we're saying.
goes back to Aboriginal Europeans. That's a totally different statement
But you
than
Total
can't
black
different
prove that.
people wasn't
conversation,
here.
bro.
Could any one of y'all prove that there's no black Aboriginals of Europe?
Well, listen, the burden of proof is on you. I'm saying it ain't one. I haven't seen one. All you have to do is provide one to prove me wrong.
So you
That's all
trying
you
to
have
say
to
it
do.
wasn't no black people
Still, then
in
I'm
Europe?
right. I'm saying there's no
So you saying there's
Aboriginal
no black,
people.
There's
there's
no
no Aboriginal
evidence
people
of
in
that,
Europe?
man.
There's no evidence of that. It's evidence that we've been
It's
here
got evidence.
longer than
They
time.
had black kings that was on coins. They got black.
How do you know? You don't do it say that these people are Aboriginal,
There's
or
a
do it say
white boy on the corner right now.
No, I didn't never say you can't use Aboriginal because how could anybody be
No,
Aboriginal?
I'm saying, how do you
They
know
probably
how
came from
people?
China.
I'm saying
They
though,
probably
bro.
came from China with
Listen.
you.
Slow down. I'm asking you a simple question. How do you know that those black people on the coins didn't come from somewhere else? That's my question.
We don't know. We can't say. So how could we
Well,
say that they not
you
Aboriginal?
know. So listen, you should be able to find
So where do
someone
they come
living.
from? Where do they come from, AP?
You should be able to find someone living today that says that my bloodline is from Europe and
That's
that they're.
impossible. That's impossible because you wouldn't know your people
Hold
from
on, hold on, hold on, hold
100,000 years
on,
ago.
hold on. Do you have Africans that said that they lineage come from Africa? Huh?
Do I have what?
Is there Africans? Is there Africans that said that their lineage only comes from Africa?
But would they be?
I'm asking you
Would
a
that be a
question.
truth or
Is
fact?
there any Africans that their lineage come from Africa? Are there any Africans that said that?
But we ain't talking about lineage. We talk about being Aboriginal to a land.
We are talking about lineage,
That's
actually.
not a simple question.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think you understand the conversation, bro. The conversation is most.
I came up here with the question. How you gonna say I don't understand the question when I came up here with the question?
Bro, you're saying it's not about lineage. Obviously, you don't understand the questioning. If we're talking about whether
AP, can you go back 100,000 years on your lineage? AP, can you go back 100,000 years on your lineage?
Yes.
No, you can't.
Okay, so how you want me to answer that question, AP?
Can you go? But I can go back to the 1700s.
That's 1600. That's just 400 years ago. We talking about 100,000 years ago.
Now, hold on. That's all I'm asking you. Can you provide any black person in Europe and can say that they bloodline go to Europe in the 15, 16, 1700s?
Yeah.
Is that
man? You asking for him to show evidence of 100,000 years ago that nobody can prove. Not one person on this planet can do that, bro. That's a strong man.
How do we say we Aboriginal to a land?
Listen, I'm gonna show you.
Wait a minute.
Hold on, I'm gonna say it again. Based off of the current evidence.
Y'all saying 100,000 years ago people weren't traveling?
Listen. You understand science,
brother? That's exactly what we're saying, bro.
So you said we had all these great structures and stuff and all the ideas way back then, but you said we wasn't traveling?
Okay, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna keep it real. First of all, I came.
Hold on, let me say this right quick.
All right,
this conversation. My bad, brother Florida, but I'm gonna let you back in. You got a lot of people in here. I'm gonna rotate around. This conversation has to be for the intellects. These people don't have a clue to what the hell is going on around here, man. Like, this shit is nonsense. He can't even understand the structural conversation that me and Aboriginal TV is trying to have. He don't understand the content. That is sad.
Okay.
So, go ahead.
I ask a question and then I'm gonna hop off. All I came up to ask, and all I came to say, is basically they seem to think that brown people can be Aboriginal or first or an inhabitant anywhere except North America. My problem is I understand based on my research that I am one of those Aboriginals that was here prior to European coming here. I don't, and then you have other platforms saying that, oh, you're a black European. No, the fuck, I'm not.
Hey, hold on, Sister Bethy. Michael.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on one second. Michael Jordan in the chat, bro. I'm gonna give you matter of fact, go in timeout. I ain't giving you shit. Go in timeout. You can hit the link when you come out.
All I want y'all to do is just distinguish the people that were here, the copper color races that were here prior to the Europeans getting here. That's who I'm claiming to be. That's who I factually believe I am. I know that my ancestors are not black Europeans that came here and settled here for a fact. So I wanted to know if at some point you and Ad Power, Chief Holiday can all, you know, lecture us on these damn fucking black Europeans that now they're trying to make us.
I'm
That's
telling
all.
y'all, there ain't no such thing as it, man. The blacks that was in Europe historically came from America and then start coming via some other place. That's just that simple. It's like it's really not hard.
That's why when they allegedly got kicked out, they ran back to America.
And that's why they had titles and land patents and all this shit. You don't make contracts and shit with people that you don't know. You do that with people that you know.
Well, this is why it's important that y'all lecture us on this. This is what I'm talking about. Don't fucking tell me that y'all can't put together a learning center on YouTube and teach us this. Otherwise, we're fucking stuck with white man's college education leading us wrong. We need to go somewhere where we can learn our truthful history. So, if you're looking for a career and you're looking for jobs, you're all are great lecturers. Why not start this shit in Zoom? The fucking PayPal creates your 1099. You ain't got to worry about that. I can help you get it started. We need
Now
to learn.
I'm gonna definitely get link in with you on the back end for sure on that for shit show. We definitely
And
gonna do
App
that.
TV too. I would like to get
Let
an
me call you.
understanding of the DNA like you do. Every
Right now,
time
Sister
somebody comes
Bethany,
after me with
hold on. What's up?
DNA, I gotta run and get App TV.
Hey, boy from Florida, I'm gonna let you back on. I only can allow 6 people on my panel right now, so give me 60 seconds, bro. I gotta let you back in. It's a couple other brothers and sisters in the back. We're gonna be rotating out a little bit to get some smoke going. Uh, we
Let
got
me
a
say this
Honda.
real quick, back.
We got a Honda on here
I,
too.
I just want to be real quick.
Go ahead, do
Just
your
to
thing, bro.
address what brother
It's
was
the
saying.
starters point. Go ahead.
So just because you don't have specific evidence to go back 100,000 years, right, to prove something, and this is why we don't want to get into the business of feeling like we need to prove something to some people. Okay, so what we are doing is utilizing the evidence that is present. Okay, so we take all the evidence that is present and we come up with our own hypothesis, and then we test them and experiment against them, with other ideologies and other people who believe in other things. Okay. So based off of the evidence that we have, right, we can definitively say that we are Aborigines to the Americas. Now, if you haven't done the proper amount of research to get all the evidence that we are suggesting that is evidence, right, to support our claims, right, and you skip past that and try to go back 100,000 years, then of course to you it's going to look like we don't have any evidence. But when you go back from where we are today, right, and as we're taking our lineage back, right, that is showing that we have evidence to support our claim. Now, what evidence do you have, or anybody has, 100,000 years ago that supports the claim that they're Aboriginal? You don't have it, right? So in order for us to deduce a thought, we have to be able to go off the evidence we have right now. That's all.
That's still you ain't showed me no evidence yet. Know what I'm saying about you being Aboriginal to America.
Hey, real quick, homeboy. We're not going to continue this conversation.
Come on, man. It's a good.
Nah. Hey,
no,
my dude. Listen, hear me out clearly, right?
So y'all been to jump me now, huh?
Hold on, Florida. Let them get it out. Ain't nobody jumping you. It's one person. You talking
ain't
to
let
one
me
person.
get it out. You put me in the back.
You've been talking.
It's a lot of people, bro. Hold on, A1. Hold on. I put you.
But I came up with the question.
Hold on. Show discipline. If you're from BCU University, show your discipline, right? You're a representative of somebody else's name. Now, when I put you in the back, I put you and a couple other people in the back. It's just a lot of people back right now, so I'm rotating brothers and sisters. Okay, so that's just what it is. There's gonna be other people going to the back, and you're gonna be going back to in a minute, anyways. But since the conversation was stimulating on what you said, I thought I'd come in and let you respond to it. So nobody's preventing you from talking. It's just your conversation become a straw man argument, but people will still continue to talk about it. So I don't want to leave you in the back without rebuttaling or responding to some of the comments, brother. So that's called a sense of fairness. You know, we don't do that over here, brother. So I'm gonna allow A1 to get what he want to say out, and I'll let you rebuttal
Yeah,
it.
you don't do it, but you just did it, AP, because I was the one who came with the question. And then
Okay,
you
but
presented.
this is not your panel, so you don't run the questioning. It's an open panel, so you don't make the question and everybody got to just listen. No, nigga, it's a lot of questions. If it's niggas answering it, and there's gonna be other people asking other questions. Right now, it's new people coming on the panel that's got other shit to say. All right, so go ahead, brother. A1.
All right, we ain't gotta go back no 100 years ago. Only thing we have to do is who was the first inhabitants that was found here, and they was the copper color races who are now referred to as Negroes, colors, Black, and African Americans. Now from there, you have to come up with like just like Ad TV was just saying. You got to take the information. You got all of these questions or whatever. So have you found out where you from, or where do you think you from? Like if okay, unless we came here from somewhere else, then we wouldn't be Aborigine here. But these people found us here, and we don't know how long we've been here. We don't know how long we've been here. We know we ain't come from nowhere else because there's no evidence to show that outside of the African slave trade. So any
Right.
first inhabitant of any land will be considered to be an Aborigine. So therefore, since we've been here and nobody else been here with us, then we are taking that title. That's it. We don't have to sit here and make this shit no fucking game show. Will prove this 100,000 years. Can't nobody prove. We can't prove it been human beings on the planet for 100,000 years. 100,000 years.
So how you gonna say that it's not Aboriginal black people of Europe?
I never said that.
Y'all saying that it ain't no. They come from America.
No, man.
Listen, hold on. Not everybody has the same sentiments as Aboriginal power. This is a live debate, so anyone can openly challenge me on what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is these
You said
particular
they come from America.
hold on. Let me tell you exactly what I said. In these particular spots in Europe, I said England, Britain, London, those places, there's no Aboriginal blacks from there. I'm not talking about like Germany, Spain. We know blacks within Spain. We know blacks within Germany. We know blacks within other places. But I'm talking about those particular places in Europe of royal significance that's always mentioned and still and active today. I'm saying, where are the black royal indigenous peoples that come from those bloodlines? Always been there. That's what I'm saying. So that's more. I don't know if that gives you more clarity, y'all, to what I'm saying.
And it's not just the bloodline; it's the culture too, right? And what a people is associated with their culture, right? That, for example, the Johnsons, they do this. They carry around. They're known to have this attributes, right? Maybe they work on cars. Maybe they, right? It's not just the title. It's associated with language, culture, and customs and traditions passed down from generation to generation.
And what I understand is that London of the past is not London of what we think about where it is today. England of the past is not where you think England is today. Britain of the past is not where you think it is today. So me having the full understanding of where these historical geographical locations was historically in contrast to where they are now, I'm able to give you a acute understanding to who these true Europeans that they mentioning of. Not giving you some hogwash shit that these so-called indigenous blacks in Europe that came over here that no longer have any lineage tied to Britain and London descendants around today. Nobody in America says they got cousins in London and Britain and England, but we supposedly descend from Europeans, from black Europeans.
For you to say that, you have to ask every person in America. You have to ask every person in America.
I'm talking about the majority, bro. So right now I'm like 1,000 2,000 4,000 We ain't found the nigga yet who claimed that they bloodline come from Europe. So I'm 1,000. I'm like 5,000
That's not true.
And even if they did claim that their bloodline came from Europe, how can you prove that those people were Aboriginal to that place?
Most of them people say that they come from Africa.
How can you prove that you Aboriginal?
We got enough evidence. We got enough information.
Because I got enough information. And I got civilization going back thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, long before civilization was even popping up in places that's credited to being the first civilization.
When you say
Yes,
thousands of years ago, people weren't coming from Europe or China or Australia, anywhere. You just saying
What,
that? You just saying they
but
just
you're
started coming over here?
I don't
not
know. What?
acknowledging the culture and traditions, gang. You just saying the Aboriginal peoples, right? Thousands of years ago, niggas was playing basketball and baseball. Do niggas play basketball and baseball today?
Yes.
Okay, so that would be considered evidence, wouldn't it?
No, it wouldn't. How would that be evidence? Because
Okay.
Europeans play basketball, Chinese people play basketball.
But who did they learn it from? Oh, no. Hold up. Hold up. Fuck all this running in circle. Who
Yeah,
did they learn it from?
he
Where is the evidence proving that that game came from any other continent
Well,
other
we
than
wasn't.
America?
That wasn't the discussion. A1. That
Listen.
wasn't the discussion. The discussion was after we
Okay.
aboriginal.
I'm elaborating on the question. I'm going to reiterate
I'm
the question.
gonna leave, man. I'm gonna leave. I ain't gonna get no respect over here. I'm gone.
you getting full respect, bro. We letting you on the panel. There's 1,000 other people in this bitch, and we letting you shine. Little weird ass nigga. Go back over there with them niggas who teaching you a black European, nigga, and tell your teachers to come over here because you don't have enough to stand on.
How is that not evidence, Bap? Thousands of years ago, Aboriginal people were playing a specific game, right? Now, is it a coincidence that these same games that have been, commercialized and changed and did all that, these same people or the majority of these leagues are of the same fucking people that historically played these games? Like, it's not a coincidence. You got to be able to take evidence for what it is. It may not be a smoking gun, but circumstantial evidence will get your ass convicted. I digress.
Man, this is the
Hey,
scholars
brothers,
corner.
I'm about to get up off. I'm about to get up off of here, but TV, Ab Power, A1. I would really like to
Beast
have
Mode, come on the panel, Beast.
a meeting with y'all because y'all are cheating yourselves. I'm telling you. I'm telling you what I know. And I would like to have a private meeting with y'all so you can see where I'm coming from. I don't
Definitely
need
hit
to
me up. You
discuss
got my
this
number,
shit
Sister
on
Becky.
YouTube. I'm being very serious, and this is coming from my job. I'm keeping it real. You're cheating yourself.
I'm gonna call you today, Sister Betty.
Please do.
Appreciate you coming on, Sister Betty.
Yep.
Yeah, give me a holler too, Betty.
Hey, Babylon, what's up with it? You got something for us, big bro? Hey, bro, Babylon.
Yo, yeah, I had to get off mute, bro. How you doing today?
Man, peace and blessings, bro.
Peace and black power. Hey, bro, I just wanted to say y'all right on point today. That's all, man. Everything you saying, everything y'all brothers saying about the Aboriginal thing is right. There's no such thing as an Aboriginal European. I know where they get that from, but it's false. And I mean, y'all right on that. But the
I
one
appreciate
thing I did want to,
it.
yeah, the one thing I did want to add is that Aboriginal is traceable. Like the brother saying, from the basketball games by the Olmecs to the Olmec pyramids to the Olmec heads to everything that's in America. That's the culture. That's the civilization. We had a language. We had a land. We had a law. Now, just because we done been invaded and people that made us prisoners of war, don't mean we ain't from here. For instance, I'm from Georgia. I'm from the Colomoke Mountains in Georgia. Those are Colomoke Aboriginal, original people of the Americas. A lot of people don't even want to argue the fact that you don't find no straight hair, red people or, light skinned people in the East Coast of America, nor on the West Coast. The West Coast people are the Khalifa people, and the East Coast people were us, Nubian people, black people. So I don't really understand what they're saying or why they would think for any reason that some, Europeans would be the originators of Europe or anywhere, or even be in the ranking to tell us where we came from, or even try to make us prove anything when they came here themselves only a couple of hundred years ago, calling it the New World. So when they rely on the European um, books, textbooks, science, anything he's saying, then we really don't even have an argument because they're not going to look at what's real, like the real people. Like, for instance, in my town, let me give you this last example, bro. In my town where I'm from a place called Sandy Bottom, Georgia. So that's like 15 minutes from Pensacola, Florida, 15 minutes from Alabama. So you know it used to be the beach. That's why it's called Sandy Bottom. Now, in this town, my father's father, they built two churches, one called Bright Star and one called Morning Star. The name of the county is Early County. So now that's the Bright and Early Morning Star in Early County. The name of the road that run in front of the mounds, I'm talking about the mounds, they date back 10,000 years according to the white man and invented the boat. You can look this up, Kolomoki Mounds, Kolomoki. The road that run in front of those mounds is my last name. So would that be enough evidence, or when do we stop giving evidence? When is it enough proof for somebody to accept?
It's never enough
That's all
proof.
I want to say, bro.
Never enough proof when people are in denial. And I appreciate you for coming on. I'm gonna rotate you in, so don't go nowhere. I'm gonna put you in the back, but don't go nowhere. Got a few brothers and sisters on here. I'm about to let my boy nonetheless on here. Smoke signal. You got any smoke for me? Rob Nauseous, I'm gonna let you in just a second too, bro. I see you in the back. I got you. What's going on, Smoke? You got the flow, man.
Salute, salute.
Smoke, what up?
Peace, peace, peace.
The Scholars
Shout
Corner,
out to
man.
the
Free smoke, man. What's up with it?
shout out to the channel, to the panel, and to the chat. Panel full of heavy hitters. I see. This should be interesting. Should be interesting. Now, what I would like to know in this Aboriginal perspective is when someone challenges you on whether or not you are an Aboriginal, how is it best appropriate for you to respond in your humble opinion?
I think that first you got to ask yourself what are their intentions on questioning who you are, right? And if you believe their intentions are pure, then you should edify them and give them the opportunity to see the evidence that you have gathered, and then allow them to make their own conclusions based off the evidence that you gathered. I don't think that it's beneficial, you know what I mean, for you to every time somebody asks you who you are and how you are this, that you feel the need to prove some shit to them. You know what I mean? But if you feel that their intentions are pure and they're generally asking for clarity, and I feel like you should give them that opportunity to have clarity. I think it.
Another quick question. Is the Aboriginal perspective mutually exclusive to one particular demographic? Because me myself, I've noticed that there have been other groups who are now asserting, and I don't know how long they have been asserting that they are indeed Aboriginals, if not the Aboriginals, but also Aboriginals.
Eskimos ain't Aboriginals, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, he's talking about the Alaskan natives. You got Wangpong, the people in Canada. So you got a lot of people, the Wampanoags. You got a few little people that claim that in recent times. Yeah, I don't know about that one. No, you always gonna have a copycat or smoke.
Okay, but it appears as if though the copycats have more prestige or sway over the identity than the people who are actually claiming the identity. And how does this become so? And if so, how is it easily disputed or dismantled?
I'm not really familiar with who you're talking about. Can you name the people that's claiming to do them?
Well, if you pull up an image, if you pull up an image of American Aboriginals, you'll be hard pressed to find anything that looks like the current, like niggas. Like you'll be hard pressed to find a nigga.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can understand that we're looking in Google. You have to get into historical literature. You have to get into some type of Library of Congress, distinctive characteristics of the Aboriginal people, books like that that gets into these descriptive terms, because we know things could be persuade, and identities and definitions could be persuade, and imagery could be persuade you to who you are, just like the Indian conversation as well.
So basically, what you're saying is that there is a history of Aboriginals that does exclude other groups who find themselves trying to infiltrate the perspective, right?
Yes, as a matter of fact, yes. As a matter of fact, strictly in America, as a matter of fact, the word strictly exclusively talks about Aboriginal people. And then it says copper color races found here prior to Europeans.
Okay, well, for now my inquiries were satisfied, but I'll be watching you niggas. I'm out.
Tribe.
Shout out to Smoke. Shout
Peace
out
to
to
the
Smoke.
God,
We got my
salute
brother
God.
in the list. What's going on with it?
Nah, man, what's
Yo,
going on with it, bro? I
Man,
was
you
just,
know that.
man, I just want people to understand something, bro, because this is why the way I learn and the way I know I learn how to communicate is through two avenues, history and law, right? And the reason why is because I learned the importance of it. You know what I'm saying? And once you learn the importance of it, you're gonna understand what they was doing, right? So the reason why we are Aboriginals here in America, and I'm gonna explain it very simple. You notice how there are different doctrines that float around, doctrine of this, doctrine of that, right? Now, when we deal with one particular doctrine that I ran across, right, that I studied, it's called the doctrine of necessity, right? And I learned that through certain avenues. You know what I mean? Actually, from people that a teacher. You know what I mean? I learned that from a teacher, a master teacher, actually. So, and I went through the whole chamber. You know what I'm saying? Of doing tests. You know what I mean? Quizzes, studying, reading books, doing research. So I actually went through the whole gambit, right? Now with the doctrine of necessity, and just to explain it to people, is this. The reason why we're Aboriginal is because it's necessary that we establish that we're here, that we were here in America. Now, if the man that came up on here that was asking us why are we Aboriginals, how can we prove it? That's because it's necessary that we do prove it. Why? Because we, as the people of this land, we deem it necessary to properly represent our ancestors because nobody else will properly represent them but us. You see what I'm saying? So if foreigners, through their stories, are admitting that they're from somewhere else, that's no problem if they didn't doctor certain documents to disenfranchise us from a land that we never gave them permission to do. You know what I mean? So who can properly represent your family or your bloodline other than you? Or who can properly represent you other than you? And the reason why it's necessary is because of the collusion that was happening from foreign people. You see what I'm saying? You can't sit here in America on this land and say something like black European unless you are a black European. And why is that word black in front of European? You see what I'm saying? Because if you're saying that somebody is from Europe, the continent, because there's no place called Europe, this is a continent, right? Then that means that those people are not black Europeans, they're Europeans. You see what I'm saying? And do you is your friend is your teaching about black European, is that engulfing Scotland, England, and Ireland, right? Or Greenland for that matter, or Iceland? Because are you saying that that's Europe? You see what I'm saying? Because most of the issues that we have in the history books are saying British, you know what I mean? We got some people from Ireland, we got French and all that, but we don't necessarily know if France existed in the terms, was that Canada? Because we got a lot of evidence that a lot of Canadians was the original France, you know what I'm saying? In upper Canada as well. So the whole point is this, bro. You can't sit up here and look at the evidence of us of records being changed. You know what I mean? Which is proof of fraud. Because like IFTV said, your intent in order to prove fraud, you got to show intent. So the intent to erase history and make it benefit another group and not us is evidence enough. That makes us the judge, jury, and executioner of our story. So if I represent out of necessity to properly represent my family line, nobody else can question that because you came over here with ill intent. You see what I'm saying? If they had left it alone, we would know what the truth is without a question. So now looking at when you got blood on your hands, nobody knows but the killer and the person that was murdered who murdered somebody. But if you walking around with blood on your hands, you feel what I'm saying? And you walking out the house where somebody was killed, you probably did it. You feel what I'm saying? That's what that's what we're doing. We are the judges. We will judge that, not you, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So we
That's
say
not.
we was here from the evidence, then that means we were here. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's necessary.
I got a
You
question,
understand?
brother.
Because
Just to
yeah, go
add
ahead,
on.
bro.
I don't mean to interject, brother.
Yes,
Forgive
sir.
me. Peace to
No,
everybody on
no,
the
go ahead,
panel.
bro. You
I
you
just
ain't
want.
say nothing yet. Go ahead, bro.
I just want to say. I just want to add on to what you're saying and ask you a question. So, in essence, that proof of fraud would cause a breach of all contracts, correct?
Oh,
Ah, beautiful, bro. I'm glad. See, I
oh
love when
man,
people get it,
I
man. You know
digress.
what I'm saying? You're
I
absolutely
digress.
right, bro. You know what I mean? Like, okay, can you prove that we went to another land and stole somebody's identity, right? Can you prove that us over here that they putting all these they charges on? Did we go somewhere and steal somebody else's identity and steal their family name, come into their land and then act like they our grandmothers? You see what I'm saying? Did we do that? So why are you questioning us? You feel what I'm saying? We're not the ones guilty here. So stop trying to act like we guilty of any crimes. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what's funny is that I think the main reason when it comes to talking about the Aboriginal paradigm that everybody wants to reach back 100,000 years. They want to reach back to some old dinosaur talk and some old extra shit. When you could look at a immigration map, whenever Babs get back, if you got a minute, I got a animated immigration map from immigration to the U.S. since the 1820s. Say from 1820 to 2013, 79 million people. 79 million people obtained lawful permanent resident status in the United States. See, so people always want to take you back to a time when you can't see what's going on. But when you look in the 1800s and see the large influx of all these immigrants around the time of the Civil War, as it's been labeled in the theater of wars, um, that's when the predominant amount of people actually came to this country. And then you'll see in the late 1800s and the early 1900s a complete rewriting of the narrative. Of course, they've already tore down all of our historical monuments and temples and buildings that we built and have been standing for hundreds
Right.
of years. So
And
all of those
landmarks and
were
shit.
destroyed. They was all destroyed in the mid 1800s. So all the people come in. By 1900, they got you going to somebody else's school being taught. And we know that the education system is another arm of the military. And if you don't know that, you know it now. But I want to just let you see this
Yeah, but now
map.
you're blending. Now you're blending Native American history to Aboriginal history.
Bro, I'm talking about world history. Stand down. All right. So
Yeah.
you're not qualified to even disagree with me. You should be getting you a pen and
Okay.
paper. And
Shit.
I don't have shit to say to you. I'm teaching right now, and you're not wiser than me on this subject. So
Okay.
sweep up that motherfucking garage or
Yeah.
something. I am not the nigga to play with.
I'll
Now,
clip
what
your
I was saying, it
wings. I'll
says through
clip your
most of the
wings.
1800s,
Two pigeons.
immigration came predominantly from Western Europe, Ireland, Germany, the UK.
Yeah,
Toward the
we
end
know
of the
that.
century, hold on, I'm not talking to you, bro. Toward the end of the century, further east in Europe, Italy, Russia, Hungary took over as the largest source of migration. Beginning in the early 1900s, most immigrants arrived from the, Americas, Canada, and Mexico. In the last few decades, have seen a rise in migration from Asia. The same trends are clear looking at the history of New York's foreign-born population. Here are the largest immigration waves charted over time, showing the progression. Let me zoom in so you can see. Because we actually doing research and studying. We're not here to be, doing all this conjecture and allowing these crisis actors to try to deter us or continue to control the narrative, because these are false witnesses, and that's what they're doing. They're bearing false witness, and we're coming to change that, and we're exposing the proof of that. So when you want to talk about the history of the American Negro, so-called American Negro, the Aboriginal of the Americas, this is a history that all that 1,000 years shit and everybody from Africa shit, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about from 1820 to now, all of the people who have invaded the land. And now they're trying to rewrite the history. And they're sending in the descendants of these scallywags to try to control the narrative.
Yeah, but those are all legal.
Okay, hold on. So what I'm gonna do now for the people is I'm gonna zoom in, and we could just play the map from the 1820s. It's an interactive map, and you can actually see the influx of these different people and where they're coming from. And as you'll notice on the map, southeastern North America, that's where you find the largest concentration of the so-called American Negro, there is no influx.
How is this relevant, though? How is this relevant to the conversation?
How are you relevant to the conversation, sir, is what you need to be asking yourself. I'm going to go ahead and play this map, and then I will yield my mic. Peace to the tribe.
Thank you. Cutting them off, man.
Yeah, hold on, Rob. We'll give you a chance. You got it. You'll get your time to shine.
I doubt it, but I'm done. Yeah, I'm going to just zoom in on the map full screen. And like I said, this is from 1820. And if you see the dots moving, you can see where they're going. So that's Ireland and Germany coming in. And if you look at the bottom left corner, the numbers will change, the top three over time.
I agree. Hawks, my whole point was I'm actually agreeing.
I'm done, bro. I'm not addressing you. Peace.
Okay, that's cool. Peace. Well, anyways, I'll just say what I have to say then. Yeah, you're showing immigration patterns over a period of time, which is already known. No one's disputing that. This has nothing to do with.
Bro, what qualifies you to even be a part of this conversation? What are you here for? What is your point of being here?
For attention?
Are you here to add on, to help us build, to help the American Negro get out of their condition in the Americas, to help us stop watching our babies kill each other? What is your purpose here? Because if it's not to help us empower ourselves, then you're in the wrong place.
All right. Well, I definitely agree on some of those things. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how it would help. I'm just having a conversation with you guys, but that's what I'm saying. You're trying to make it something bigger than it has to be because you have nothing to say. No one's arguing.
Hey man, share the screen, Bap, so we can finish watching this map from 1820 to 2010 and stop listening to this fucking caveman with no job.
Well, okay, I got it. We're gonna get it in. We're gonna give everybody the opportunity, man. Listen, don't be scared to come on the panel. That's for those in the chat too.
Hell yeah,
you'll get the opportunity to speak. Y'all don't be scared.
I'm gonna keep it very real. I got a question, and I know I said I was going, but why is it a problem when my brothers come up on the panel and want to teach our history? We've all been fucked in the U.S. with their garbage history. Their history is not our history. Why do you have a problem with that?
Right.
And then what really gets me
can I answer? Well, why do you
in the chat room and see our own people acting fucked up at my idea of some phenomenal brothers up here that's educated to teach and be compensated for it? Why is that a fucking problem?
Go ahead, Rob.
Well, because if you're going to teach something, you better make sure you're teaching the right shit or you're going to get called on it.
What did you tell the fucking government to teach the right shit when they when they taught history?
He said all the time. Auntie, he an agent.
They teach
history agent.
like they're the fucking.
Don't let him get you worked up. He a fucking cop. Don't let him get you worked up. A cop. He ain't nothing but a motherfucking agent.
We need our brothers to teach us so our kids' minds are not fucked up with the garbage education that your white ancestors.
Well, guess what? Bethany? Everybody gets the same education. That's a fucking bullshit. That's a bullshit
but we
argument.
don't want the garbage. You can keep chewing the
garbage.
That's
a motherfucking lie. They got a retarded class and they got an honor program, motherfucker. I was in the honor program and you was in the retarded class. We didn't get the same education. We didn't get the same education.
And I'm telling you, and I say this to anybody. I'm sick of this fucking white government and white motherfuckers telling our people what the fuck they need to do. My brothers is teaching our history. We ain't gonna get this real education from your white ancestors.
Oh my god,
the fuck out of here.
What are you talking about, Sister Bessie, dude? It's bullshit.
You know what the fuck I'm talking
it's
about.
Bullshit.
Bro.
It's bullshit. It's hate and anger.
You're mad because my
You're
brothers
full of
are
hate and
teaching their
anger
heads.
over nothing.
Ain't no
No
hating
one,
and
You
anger.
no,
just an
no
agent.
white,
I'm
no
tired
Y'all,
white
of
y'all
your
man.
letting him.
bullshit.
Y'all see what I be talking about, bro? This the shit I be
I'm
talking about
tired
that you
of your
niggas be
bullshit.
doing, bro.
I'm
Why you
tired.
niggas
Agent,
doing
you're
this?
silly.
Why y'all do this,
Agent.
about?
I'm a
Like
normal
real
dude
shit,
like
bro.
My
you.
brothers, I don't give a fuck. My
What is this
brothers are
for,
on
my
this
nigga?
panel
No white
teaching
person is
something
keeping you
civil.
down. You
Okay?
guys are,
This
that's
All
shit
being
right.
weird,
silly.
So
man.
why the
You
fuck are
niggas
you up
weird,
here
bro.
downgrading what
Hey,
they're
hold on. Let
teaching?
me say this right quick. The reason I
This shit
do this,
Fuck
weird,
out of
bro.
here.
What's the
hold
point of
on,
this
hold
shit?
on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
Like,
hold
what's the
on.
point of having this
Hold
clamp?
on. I'm about to tell y'all niggas why I do what I do over here on Big Aboriginal Power Platform. I give everybody the opportunity to speak. It's just that fucking simple. It's not that hard. I'm not afraid to have conversations with anybody. And you can point out the people that be playing these weird little games. They don't be wanting to have the intellectual, real conversations. So when you let certain people on, you can show that who really want to have the articulate conversations. I just want to point out to show is certain people come on that really want to build and get to the nitty gritty of these conversations, and it's people that clown around. You see what I'm saying? Listen, man. Listen, I'm gonna tell you all y'all niggas this. This big bap shit, man. I run this shit the way I run it. I've been cracking. I've been in this shit since day one. A lot of you niggas know this. The way I do shit is the way I do shit, man. Y'all can't do what I do. Stay in y'all lane, respectfully. I don't do what y'all do neither. And y'all be doing y'all thing, respectfully. I don't come and tell nobody how to run nobody platform. Why y'all do what y'all do? I don't do that. Because what you do is what you do. You see what I'm saying? Until I do and make it part of something that I do. You see what I'm motherfucking saying? Because I'll take some good shit from all y'all niggas. You see what I'm saying? But listen, man, we got to keep this shit real. I like to have these open discussions because I don't like yes men. I don't like to create something that people like to hear. Sometimes we hear shit that we don't want to hear. But sometimes it's some shit that you need to hear to get the conversation going down a certain pathway. Now, some of these niggas be straight up trolls. We know Rob Notch is a troll. We ain't got to get emotional with Rob. We know Rob be trolling. You see what I'm saying? And he's a little frantic. He's scattered. He's responding fast. You know, he got a short attention span, it seems like. You see what I'm saying? It's all good. These niggas be ages. But when we get into these debacles, I want to give everybody in the chat the opportunity to speak. Whether you white, yellow, green, retarded, big, small, blind, Indian, Aboriginal, ugly, African, it don't matter. You understand me? So I just want to make that very clear for everybody.
I apologize for
No problem.
yelling, but
No, you can
sometimes,
yell. We get
you
drunk.
know, a trigger is a trigger for me. You know, I could see if y'all was up here shooting and killing each other. And for Rob to come out his mouth and say, I'm not saying they can't teach, but he better be telling the truth. That's a threat. I don't like that shit. Like we've been taught lies for our lifetimes for generations and
Back.
generations and generations. So now we have brothers that actually do research. And I made a suggestion that they should teach history classes and be compensated for it because it is a career. And I'm very fucking serious about that because I see their potential.
But
White
yeah,
man will never see
and
their
I'm saying
potential.
nothing's stopping them from doing that, Bethy. Why aren't they doing
Yeah,
it?
but you also said it better be the truth. You didn't tell the government to teach us the truth when they taught
We,
garbage to you
Yes, we
and
do.
me.
Yes, we do. We
No,
fought
you
for
don't. I
education
never seen it.
reform. We
When
fought.
you know,
People fought for education
did you
reforms. That's what
file a
happened.
lawsuit in court against the government saying that
Hey,
you
listen,
taught us
well,
Rob.
white
Listen,
people
well,
hold on.
wrong?
can I ask a
Let me
question?
get Rob the
Can I
opportunity to
ask a
say what he
question?
want to say because if he ain't got no point, then he, this the scholar corner. So you got a question or something you want to make, bro?
Yeah,
Get
my whole point. Actually, I'm glad that Bethy's back on here because she's the reason I came on here. Ab is in the beginning. She's like, it's the white man won't let us open up businesses. The white man won't let us do that. Listen, there's no scary white man over your head stopping you from doing anything in life, and that is the total biggest
We already
bullshit.
know that, but there is a scary ass Aboriginal over your head.
I didn't say it
Okay,
was any
cool,
scary white men,
cool.
but there are
You're not
white
even
men.
Aboriginal. Two Hawks. You're
There,
fucking an
there,
Indian.
there. There are white men who
Listen,
prevent my brothers from getting bank loans to get.
That's not
They
too
use
hard.
their past history against them to deny them loans and education. Yes, they do.
That happens
So I'm
everywhere.
coming in
That's
to
such a
tell.
bullshit.
My role is to come in and tell them how flexible
stay
they can
muted,
be
Rob. Nobody
with
want to see you smoking
the
them camels,
amount
bro.
the amount of history that they have in their hearts that they could turn into an actual career in Zoom. And I have a share screen up if Ab will allow me so I could show him and see when somebody like me, a government employee, comes
I'm
out
having that.
and show them this, it's people like you that get mad. I love my people, and whatever I could do to uplift them, I'm going to share it with them, whether you like it or not. I'm talking to you, the guy sitting in the desk next to me with the fucking suit on.
Yeah, to say that European pale skin white people, so to speak, didn't come over here and strictly undermine Black Americans and prevent them from economic footing and what we call political footing, taking them out of their full birthright sovereign capacity would be a total absurd. So yeah, Rob Noxious, you might have to do some more history or come over here to Big Bap University. I'll be more than willing to put you in our first entry class.
Ab, and
I
I'm going to
totally
keep it
disagree with
simple.
that.
This is the
You
shit.
said we didn't come here. That would imply that when we came here, you were already here.
Well, you got the screen up, Ab.
There's no historical evidence for anything, any of that. The historical
Yeah.
evidence states that black people arrived here when white people brought them here.
No, that's not a matter of fact.
Okay, that's
When
how
you
it
get
works.
into the
That's how
history
it
of white
works.
people coming to America, the first slaves in America was white people. So how were
Ab,
we
No,
introduced
they
when
weren't.
you got introduced? That don't even make
No, they
sense,
weren't.
bro.
Yeah, it does.
Ab.
There was. It's not at all. There's no
Rob,
historical
are you
evidence.
not
There's no
familiar with
historical
white
evidence.
slaves? Are you denying white slaves now, Rob? See,
Oh,
this
it
is
depends. It
see,
depends on what your
Rob,
definition of
Rob,
where.
Rob. This is you. This is you again, proving that the educational system to you is on your side. You can't even willingly admit when your own ancestors have admitted that they were enslaved in this land by
Bap.
so-called Negro and Indian people here, bro. You're in denial.
Okay, I'm trying to. I'm just having a conversation. I'm trying to stay calm.
I
I
know,
haven't
but,
raised
but
my voice.
you said it didn't happen because you haven't researched. You never once took your phone out and Google white slavery and researched it
That's
because you wouldn't
insane.
be sitting here having this
That's
conversation.
preposterous. That's preposterous.
So
You
did
know that.
white slavery happen?
What kind of white slavery are you talking
I'm
about?
asking you. We're gonna get into it. Did white slavery happen? Yes or no?
Where
I'm asking you.
In
Yes or no, and
America?
then we'll
In
get into
America?
it.
In America?
In
Did it happen?
history.
Hold on. Did it happen in history in general? Yes or no?
Of course, there's been white
Okay.
people as
Okay. Of
slaves.
course. Now, did it happen in America?
As what you think of slaves and chains and stuff? No.
No. Yeah. Did white people get enslaved in America? Yes or no?
No.
It's simple. So no.
No.
That's why I can't have this conversation with you.
What do you mean? You can't.
You're not equipped with the understanding and education. I can overwhelm you with Library of Congress, vital statistic records, and Virginia court records as well. The peoples was enslaved. See, that's why I say you don't pack the capacity to have these conversations. And which is why I do not allow certain people on my panel, because you're not up to speed to even be equipped to even have these conversations. Even a remotely idiot would even be able to Google research that slavery happened in America. The first slaves arrived in America, Hampton, Virginia in 1616. That's 3 years before the alleged African get here. Your historical understanding of white
Those were not slaves. Those were not slaves. I don't understand what the word. It's not a slave. What are you talking about?
So now you're rechanging what history book says. So now history book says they're slaves. You're going to say that they're servants. See, this is the white game and privilege that they play with Western
It's two
education.
different words, Bap. They have two different meanings.
I know they are. I know they are. So when I pull up the book, they were white and they were slaves, you're going to say, no, they're not slaves. Who put all this research, who's an expert in this, was wrong by calling them slaves. You're not even equipped to even challenge him. You're not even equipped to challenge him. You're not even at the capacity
And he's a white man.
That. I'm trying to,
and he's a white man.
Listen, brother Rob, I'm trying to get you that this white man that is equipped already admitted it. You're a low class, uneducated, well, less educated person than who put this information out. I'm telling you to do more research before you start challenging.
What's his name? What's his name, Bap? What's his name?
You can look up Oliver. Are you familiar with Oliver Cromwell? Huh?
Of course.
Okay. Well, if you are familiar with him,
and Oliver Cromwell said that the first people that were slaves in America were white people.
Just do the history. You wouldn't be asking me this. See, you asking dumb questions. See, that's why I know you haven't done any research.
Well,
and I'm not even going to entertain this.
But what if I already know the answer to the question?
Oh, well, because you don't.
Okay, so
brother, you don't.
So if I don't, then how do I ask the question?
Because you just said that white people wasn't in America.
A1 told us. A1 has already told us years ago to research the book. They were white and they were slaves, written by Michael Hoffman.
Of course,
go get that book. It is full of primary resources.
How about white cargo? How about white cargo? Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, you guys are like you guys intermixed all these different stories from around the world to like.
No. We're strictly talking about America, brother. We're not talking about around the world. We're talking about in America.
I know you're not, but you're using the stories that are from different.
No.
Like you're literally. Bap, hold on, Bap. Please don't mute me, man. Bap, please don't mute me. Please, I want to say something. I can't get anything out, man.
I'm not going to talk, brother. I'm not going to
go read. Yeah, listen, bro, go read a book, bro.
Listen,
Rob, I'm old man.
Rob, you're not equipped to have this conversation because the history book said they were slaves. And it said the untold history of the enslavement of whites in America. And you're going to argue with me that they wasn't slaves. You're not equipped to have this conversation, Rob.
No, they were. This is a totally different subject of what you're talking about.
No, we're talking about white slaves in America. There's nothing else to talk about, bro. You're saying it didn't happen. I can go into overwhelming details to show you how they found a Caucasian boy.
White people did not work on plantations.
Bro. Are you crazy? We're talking about real slaves.
You're confusing two different things. You're confusing. You're blending and trying to make
you're confusing the literate with the illiterate. And you illiterate.
Hold on. Everybody mute up. I'm allowing Rob to explain what I'm out.
Let me ask Rob one question real quick before you.
Hold on. I'm allowing Rob to explain what I'm out confused.
The human story of humans starts in North Africa and in the Middle East.
That ain't what we're talking about. Sorry. Now, what am I confused about with white slavery? Let me ask you that. What are we confused? What am I confused about? Can you elaborate? Since you
told you I want to talk that 100,000 years shit so they could get off that motherfucking history of the motherfuckers just coming here in the 1800s.
I'll stay 300 now. Let's stay 400. Then I'll stay with BAP. I'm fine with this. What's in the picture? It has a white man being tortured, right? It looks like.
Man, he talking about the picture. It's a book, motherfucker, full of primary resources of other books that you can go read.
Yeah, it's a book.
You talk about a picture.
And it's actually a white man who making it up. Look, real quick, Rob.
Yeah, black man didn't write this book, bro.
I know. Oh my gosh! If you guys will let me talk for more than 5 seconds.
I want to ask you a question before you go, real quick, respectfully, brother. Respectfully, I respectfully ask you a question. Can you hear me, Rob?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm always listening.
Right,
yes.
Okay, all right. Real quick, tell me what you learned or educate us on what is the story of slavery in America. Just give us I'll give you 1 minute to narrow it down, to sum it up. What is the story they tell you about slavery in America?
Well, from the beginning, there were slaves.
And where they come from?
That's what I'm saying. There's different.
No.
Running around, dude. Get to the question. You be doing all this ducking and running because you're trying to get away from the fact that you have no understanding of the history of white slaves in America, and now you stuck your foot in your mouth.
No, there was Asian slaves, but the
We're
slaves
not
that we
talking
know of.
about Asian slaves, weirdo.
I know
We're
we're
talking.
talking exactly. We're talking about black African American slaves, right?
Okay.
Oh
So
my
hold on,
God,
hold on.
this
Hey,
guy's slow, bro. I gotta get him
hey,
off
P,
here.
hey,
I
P,
gotta
hey,
get him
P,
to
let
fuck
him
off
go.
here.
Hey, damn,
He
hey,
just
P, I
said
want
he just said he's gonna give me a
look.
minute to talk. I can't even get a second. This is so crazy.
Rob. Listen. We don't want to hear about no Asians. They don't teach about Asian slavery in college 101 all the way to 106. They only teach about African slavery. That's the only slave story that most people get from a superficial standpoint, right?
I don't agree with that.
No, I don't care if you agree with it. I'm just saying what they put out there.
But yeah, but that's not true where I'm from. I mean, people learn
Okay,
about all kinds of shit.
all right, so that's not true now. All right, boom. Do they ever tell you that white people were slaves in America?
Yes, they have, but it's not what you're. It's
No, the
Hold
fuck they don't. You
up.
a
They
damn lie,
don't never
dude.
tell us. They say they're indentured servants, right?
Yes,
no,
that's
like that.
exactly what they lie and say they
Okay,
are.
they say they're
No,
indentured
listen.
servants, right?
Some of the Irish were sold like that, but then when they got here, they wasn't like it was. They weren't slaves of what you would think it was. What we would consider
Oh, they
plantation
wasn't
slaves.
slaves. Oh my
Okay,
God,
no. Look. AP,
this dude is a fucking
we got
retard.
AP,
Come on, Bab.
AP, we got
Jesus
them.
Christ, man.
Relax. All right, so they teach you about Irish, but they don't teach that in the mainstream history class. They only teach you about blacks being born from Africa for the most part of it, right?
No, I mean,
Hello?
like I said, yeah, I definitely have
Don't give
the
me a
main story. Yes,
double-ended
the main
answer.
story is black slavery. Yes, the main story is black
Okay, then.
slavery.
So now, do they ever tell you that in this 1619 through 1865, do they ever tell you that black people own slaves?
Yeah.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
What are you talking about? One of the first slave masters in America was black.
Okay, Anthony Johnson. Okay, but they keep it. They sum it up to just him.
It was a business thing, dude. You guys act like it was personal. It's not personal.
It was not a business thing because remember, they was cutting babies out of women's stomachs as they was hanging them.
No, they
Yes,
weren't.
no.
That's
This is
bullshit.
what they tell us. Listen, this is what they
Hey,
tell
hold
us.
on. Does Rob have a book, bro? Can he? Because you just sitting there smoking motherfucking cigarette butts, talking about you disagree. Like, is there any
Cause man, I'm
white
fucking
people
old and
qualified?
wise, man.
I mean, I have people of European descent that I talk to all the time who actually have degrees and are actually worthy of a conversation on any level. Like y'all watching a motherfucker roll up Marlboro cigarette butts, my nigga. Talk to you about
weed.
history.
This is weed.
Come
weed,
on, man.
Dude.
We got to do better.
It's weed, dude. Smoking weed with y'all, man. Chill the fuck out.
Ab, can I get the share screen so I can get out of here?
Hey,
I'm the one. I'm not trying to get disrespectful. I'm just trying to have a conversation, man.
Rob, listen. Let me say this, and please let me get this out, everybody. Right? Listen. When they teach us about slavery, they teach you slavery. It morphed into racism eventually, right? It morphed into racism, and it was a master who claimed that they hated the so-called people because of the color of their skin and because of who they were. This is what they teach us. When you watch Roots and watch all this other shit, this is what they teach us, right? But unbeknown to us, that the word slave itself come from the Slavic people. There is no. Yes, it does.
I know.
Okay, then.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, then. So now, times that by 5 when you find out that white people were slaves in America. How the fuck are they indentured servants? Now, we could also understand this too, right? All slaves would be considered to be indentured servants because the slaves are working for their masters to provide them room and board. So they practically working. But in your case, white people, they could not own no land in the Americas. So they always had to be under subjugation. So what we telling you is this.
I know, because it carried over from the old land where that's how it worked over there. People didn't have a lot of freedom over there.
Go talk to some of your white friends about black history, bro. Like you don't even know what the fuck
you talking about. I go talk to my black friends.
Why are you here, bro? All the shit going on the motherfucking internet, and you sitting in your garage all in our motherfucking business. Why?
Because it's my business. I like it. I like you guys.
No, it is your business, ain't it? You already showed that your little black book you was taking notes in. That's what I'm saying. You let this motherfucking agent talk before. Yeah,
I thought you said I was
right.
stupid. Oh, so now
No, the
I'm
police
hey,
ain't
so
supposed to
wait,
be in the
hey,
trap
so
while
I'm
niggas speaking up,
stupid.
Bap. I'm done.
So I can't be stupid because I'm stupid, but if I take notes, I'm dumb anyways. That's what I'm saying. There's no winning with you. You're a carnival barker, dude, a car salesman. You have nothing to say at all. You're the one. You're the one that always starts with the insults first with me, because you don't want to have a conversation, dude. You don't want to talk
All
about
right, all
anything.
right, all right, all right, all right. The fact
You
of
ain't
the
no
matter is
Malcolm
this.
X, brother.
This the fact of the matter, though. The fact of the matter is they didn't bring no Africans over here. The Africans that they claimed they brought over here were already here, were already
Okay.
living in wealth. Yes, they was.
No,
They
they
was
weren't.
already. Okay, see, that's your problem. You not
It's
listening
not
and
a
learning. So
problem. It's fact. I can back it up. Where?
it's a fact. By where? By that same European history that I
Where?
just asked you about.
Cahokia? What do you guys claim?
Listen,
Cahokia?
my
Cahokia was a Native American
listen,
settlement.
Rob, white people are writing themselves into history.
Oh
That's
my
the
God.
whole fact. How can they
That's
listen? How
impossible. That's
yes, it
impossible
is.
because
Listen,
history
it's not
existed. History
impossible.
existed before white
No,
people. You make no sense.
brother. You saying that history existed. They're rewriting the
No, they're not.
narrative.
Who's
And they
they?
have been.
Who is this magical, scary white man you guys are
Okay,
so scared of?
you and your people. You and your people.
He
Oh, my
don't
people.
exist, bro.
Yeah,
We're
I know.
teaching you
My
we're
people.
teaching you
My
how
people.
your ancestors were
Yeah,
enslaved.
hold on,
There
hold
is no
on, hold on,
scary
hold
white
on,
man.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Bob, Rob, I can't do this, bro. You're ignorant, man. You gotta, like I said, I give y'all a chance. And when y'all start talking stupid and you don't come with no scholarship, you get put in the nigga hole. You're gonna be in there until your back give out. So that just is what it is. You're in the nigga hole.
And that's the problem we've been having. That these niggas is not open minded. They listen, all they do is regurgitate what they learned in the general education. The general education system was put in place to keep people from being free thinkers and philosophers and any education and obtaining a real education.
Hey,
Of course,
he had the opportunity to stir the conversation to articulate, reasonable, okay conversation. But listen, these guys don't want that. So, hey, take your ass home, man. Anybody else in the chat want pop on? Come with your scholarship. Like I said, you see the title: "The True Americans or Aboriginal." Is Indian a misnomer? Who want to smoke? Seen a couple people that be standing on their Indian. Come on in the chat, man. We want to chop it up with y'all.
I have the share screen app.
Okay, let's get it, Sister Betty.
Okay, this is what I was talking about. If you're serious, this right here is online schooling. You can set, if you're serious, you only need to teach one class app, history. And I can set your website up just like this. And you can teach your history. If you don't teach our people their history, who's going to teach them? Who? You can make a career out of exactly what you're doing on YouTube, but nobody wants to take it serious. All the information you learned, all the research you've done, you don't want to make it out of a career?
nah, I mean, Betty, you gotta have that passion to really to come on here and really teach, and you gotta be compensated because it takes a lot of time to do a lot of
I'm
research.
trying to
So
tell you that what he has can be done, and not on YouTube and Zoom. And he can be compensated for it from the people that he teach.
So what exactly do you want to be taught? Betsy, that we not teaching that.
History, our
She
history.
want us to get paid for it. She wants to put a
Correct.
website.
And that can be done.
And like I said,
You
I
know,
told you, chop that up. I think behind the scenes, Sister Bit. I don't want to chop that up online with that, but we can
okay,
Yeah, we
all
can
right.
we want definitely no. What we
But
can do
listen,
is this.
I'm definitely very, very interested. So definitely hit me up after this live stream. We'll definitely,
I'm very serious, and I'm very serious about what I do.
yeah,
But
I'm
see, the
serious as well.
you can't let people
Matter of
in
fact,
our
I'm gonna call you
community
when I get off of here. Me and Ab TV gonna call you. We're gonna chop
you
it up,
can't
Sister
let
Bit.
people in our community discourage you, because that's what
Hell
they
no.
do. They don't want you to learn to do something civil and be compensated for it. Oh, you're
You know,
agent, you're this, you're that. You
right.
gotta,
No, you're
you
right.
gotta, you gotta kick their ass off. See,
Talk to
they
him.
Matter of fact,
always got excuses.
you absolutely right, Sister Betty, and I appreciate all the support too. And we gonna make that happen. No, listen to me. It's going to happen. We're gonna chop it up after this, and we're gonna make it happen. Shout out to everybody in the building too, man. If you're enjoying the live stream, hey, can y'all do your boy Big Aboriginal Power a favor? Thumb up the video. Go hit that like button real quick. If you really support the channel, support the channel. You know what I'm saying? Support the channel. All right, Cash Out, PayPal information at the bottom of the screen. The most important thing you guys can do is hit that like button and share the live stream. Shout out to Sister Bethy, man. We're gonna make that happen because I think it's a brilliant idea.
Yo, yo, yo. Salute,
What up?
man.
What up?
Salute to the
Peace,
channel.
peace.
Y'all
That
already
sound
know,
like
man.
that sound like money
Eh,
grip.
Hey, man, you know how we do it, man. All we do is grip that currency. You know
Money.
what I'm saying?
That's a
We grip
physic.
it. That's all we doing, man. But yeah, I just wanted to, man, like keep it simple, man. Like, well, you got people want to like, question their own, heritage and what they supposed to inherit it from, their lineage. You know what I'm saying? It's simple, man. You can definitely look at the music, from different standpoints of even us as so-called, aboriginals of the land. The music is different. Not only that, but the clothing style, you know what I'm saying? Everybody don't share the same style, you know what I'm saying? Let alone the language. We might share some of the same similar words, but you know, it could be majorly different as well. You know what I'm saying? So also recipes, you know what I'm saying? Any type of recipe from food to medicine. You know what I'm saying? That's one way you can definitely tell where somebody is from. And also, last but not least, of course, family reunions. I know, we said it before, but it's not hard, man. Like you say, nobody's coming from Angkor Wat. Nobody's coming from Britain. Nobody's even really coming from, you know, whatever other island that you can find not in America saying that, hey, we related to y'all and we got these records showing that, we left here and went to damn Spain or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just about really, really sticking to the what we got, man, and what we do. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to throw that out there, man, to the brother who came on asking, what is Aboriginal? You know what I'm saying?
And look, another source is this, right? The other thing is also look at the foods in America that been here. Okay, we eating foods that's indigenous to this land. You understand? We're not getting no import export until now. Everything that we eating comes from this land of the Americas. Okay, and it shows you a history of the people indulging in this particular, nutrition or whatever food culture that we had. This food culture we had go back thousands of years. You connect the dots. We don't know if we've been here 100,000 years ago. Don't nobody know if the planet been here for 100,000 years. Well, nobody here a billion years ago, so they can't even give you no accounts of a billion years of history. So, with that being said, we are under not just assumption, because you know what they say, when you assume things, you make an ass out of yourself, right? We're not under assumption. We're under like Ab TV said earlier. We dealing with observation. Observation means seeing things bioptically from your eyes. Oh shit! I seen a picture of a black Indian. I thought all blacks was brought here by Africans. Okay. Oh, I'm finding more pictures of black Indians. Oh, I'm finding literature. Oh shit! I'm finding archaeology remains and archaeology finds that are saying that Negro skeletons was found here for over 10,000 years. So after that being said, you form your hypothesis. Now, from your hypothesis, you gather more evidence and you come up with a fucking theory. After the fucking theory, you do your fucking experiment. What's the experiment? Oh, let A1 go around and ask all these Aborigine people who thought they was African, but telling me they all got fucking Indian in them. Crackheads, mayors, police officers, alcoholics, drug dealers, etc. All these people telling me that they families saying that they was Indian. That's That's a fucking that's the experiment, and the conclusion has to be that we had to be here from time of memorial and time of existence. I'm done.
bro. That's a fact. That's a fact, A1. And
Who the fuck is that?
Rob already.
Nonetheless,
What's
peace to
up, God?
God. Hey,
Peace
peace
of
to
the
God.
gods, bro.
Who you think? Go
Yo,
ahead.
he keep coming up here. We already debunked him, bro. And when you going with evidence, right? Let's go with, I mean, primary evidence. And when you talk about primary evidence, you're talking about originals, right? No copies, because so books are just copies. They're stories. At the end of the day, it's hearsay. But we have evidence of millions, let's just say thousands, because you know what I mean, I'm not going to say millions, but it turned out to be millions when you look at the evidence, right? Of these poor white people coming over here on boats. We got we got pictures, we have records of them coming over here. You don't have no records of no black people, so-called black people coming here. We got evidence of y'all of these white people from Europe or British or Britain coming over here on boats. Now, now you're going to use that over some story that's told about us, right? That's told about our people. They're using stories. We're using actual evidence, bro. Something that is primary. I mean, when you talk about primary, we're talking about official. I mean, original copy shits. You feel what I'm saying? Now, if they want to play that game, then we got the Ellis Island. You know what I mean? Pictures, photos. We have doctors. We got holding places. We got holding units in there with millions of them coming over here, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna tell us that these people was well off? Why are they leaving then? You feel what I'm saying? They came over here to work. So all of a sudden they want to throw out the word slave and then replace it with laborer. You feel what I'm saying? That's why white people created what? The labor unions, because they was being mistreated at work, dying in factories and shit. You feel what I'm saying? We didn't come up with that. So basically, he's saying that we so stupid that we came to a land and we didn't protect our labor. Y'all came over here getting screwed because of y'all labor, and y'all had the wherewithal to create labor unit. I mean unions, and y'all wouldn't even let niggas in the labor unions. You feel what I'm saying? Because that was y'all laboring.
Nonetheless,
Yes, sir.
real quick. Let me
Yeah,
let
go
me
ahead.
get let me get a 1 minute interview of you real quick, right? So when we dealing with slavery, right? Now before we came into this conscious element, I mean these conscious information that we're dealing with now, right? Prior to that, what was your take on slavery? What did they tell you and what didn't they tell you when it came to slavery?
It was when it came to slavery. The first mental fuckery was roots. You know what I mean? Before that,
No, but the
I mean,
story, narrow the story down. I mean, you can add roots and you can add all of the other the fucking 100 slave movies that they created,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
come from the 1619 story all the way until 1865. They not first of all they saying that they only brought black people over here, and then when it's in the case of white people, they're indentured servants, right?
Uh huh. Well,
But
what?
come to go ahead,
Well.
go ahead.
This too A1. Before, like, let's say before the heavy dose of indoctrination came in, we used to always you old enough to remember it was always movies and stories about poor white people and orphanages. Remember that little orphan Annie and all that other shit? You see what I'm saying?
More porridge, please. Yes, I remember that.
Right. So it was them. You feel what I'm saying? But they tend to have amnesia. They want every generation to have amnesia about what was really told. Yes, it was told in the school system, but it wasn't really heavily spoke about until that movie came to these motion pictures and they started really pushing it. You feel what I'm saying? But
But
before
once you
that,
get to that point, though, once you get to that point, right? That
uh-huh.
once you get to that point, let's say, like, all right, let's say you coming from a Pan African standpoint. All right, so now you're getting conscious on your so-called African history, right? So now
Uh-huh.
once you start to do the research and you start to, you start to look at, you get all these documentations and you start to understand what history was, right? I mean, what slavery was, right? It's
Right.
primarily only dealing with Africans. Listen, we know it was Chinese people, we know it was white people, but they always conveniently leave them people out and only keep us restricted to being slaves. Now, when we did the research on it, wait a minute. Let me look the word slave up in there. I've never even looked the word slave up until now. Let me look the word slave up and see what its origins is. Oh shit! The word slave itself come from the word Slav.
Exactly.
What is a Slav though? Now I'm thinking to myself. Now I'm thinking to myself. Well, all right. What is a Slav? Google it. Oh shit! All the Slavic people look like all the white people we know now today. Was it a blonde hair, Angela Jolie, fucking Katy Perry, what's the other little girl name? What Kanye said snatched the mic from her? Shit, the other little fucking singer. Blonde hair, blue eyes, brown hair, brown eyes, brown hair, hazel eyes, brown hair, whatever. All these people are Slavics, and it's like now when you do the research on it, now you start finding out. All right. So now all these eastern, or these northern, western, or northwestern European so-called countries, right? We looking at it. So they got all of the so-called eastern, northern European countries up there, right? Sweden, Slovenia, etc., right? But the ones that they leave out, the ones they conveniently leave out are the Britons, the Germans, the Italians, right? Right. They the Portuguese and the Spain. They always leave them out. Why? Because it was black people residing in them places from time of memorial when they left from the original land, which we call Atlantis, we call the Amaruki, etc., which was the Americas. So now we had to go back and take the information. Like I said, look, I'm gonna put out there my credentials to y'all. I already told you, and I'm not saying this shit. I don't give a fuck. You can read more books and learn more than you learn in college. But because I happened to go there after I came out of state fucking prison, okay? After I came out of state fucking prison, I gathered up 2.5 degrees. I'm fucking like 8, 9 credits short of a master's, right? Now, I took history 101 all the way to 106. I've never even seen an Olmec head in none of these history classes. So what I learned was the information that they don't give you, that I gotta dig and find. And once I find that information, I'm like, well, I'm quite sure these other researchers had to come across this. Why are they conveniently leaving this out the history? Oh, because they got a motherfucking agenda. How can these people keep their foot on our neck? If they was to tell you that, all right, we was the Moors, we was the Atlanteans, or we was the Aborigines, how can they keep their foot on your neck? They have to keep their foot on your neck by creating a curriculum through the general education system, which their general education system has a so-called mission statement, right? Has a mission statement, which they're conveniently saying they don't want no philosophers, they don't want no scientists, they don't want no educators. The only thing they want are laborers, motherfuckers.
Exactly.
I'll rest the mic.
But A1, I'm just to add on what you're saying, right?
Rob, you see that on the screen in the back, Rob?
Yeah, actually, bro, I want to say this, right? And another thing they overlook is the wealth that we possess in the early 1900s, right? Now, let's go to something that everybody can identify, right? The Negro Leagues, right? How in the world was the Negro Leagues the more popular than Major League Baseball, bro? You feel what I'm saying?
And we get that idea from them.
That's what but the thing that I don't understand why their brains are so indoctrinated and so racist and prejudiced, right? They're acting and bigots because they got in their minds that they always been over us, bro, and over the Aboriginal people in this land. When it's documented, it's overwhelming evidence that we had most of the land in trust. We had most of our families, our mothers and fathers was married. They wasn't. You feel what I'm saying? Our people are not known for being in orphanages and shit, bro. You You know
They
what I'm
do know
saying?
this. They know this though. They know it. They just act like they
Yeah,
don't know. They
right.
know it.
You see what I'm saying, sis?
So just to
Like
stroke their egos.
we own most of the land. We had farms. We was the ones that was the farmers, not them. They came
But
over
that
here, Ellis Island, and took over and stole our shit. And now all of a sudden trying to act like they was over us, like on some evil shit, bro. You know what I'm
but
saying?
they
And
joint
this is not nothing,
racism too. You heard me? They
huh?
joint. See, the thing is, no, I just wanted to kind of correct you on that term overlook. They ain't
Okay.
overlook nothing. They know they are fully fucking conscious with exactly what the fuck they doing.
You
I just
right.
wanted
You
to say
right.
that.
No, you're right, bro. You're right. You're right. Yeah, but it's kind of like they try to play these games with the sleep people. You feel what I'm saying? The 85%. That's what they trying to influence. You feel what I'm saying?
Tribe.
So,
And they get people too, right? You know how they get people? I'm gonna tell you, just like I just
go ahead,
told you,
bro.
right? Look,
Uh
they get you like this, right? When you go to these schools, they just like I'm gonna equate this and I'm gonna run this parallel to just education in general, right? So when you go to school, you never want to learn that you invested, or you never want to think that you invested in something that was worthless, right? So you go to school, you learn all this worthless information. So now that's all you know. You don't know the shit we saying. So of course you want to combat it and see what they did was they created a lot of our people thinking that they know more than what we know because they went to a collegiate or a educational institution. So now they think that they're qualified to conversate or have these conversations, and the only thing they do is regurgitate everything they learned from their fucking masters. Now, when we come up and we propose this, see, we're proposing shit that you never heard of before. So a real person who really do research is going to sit back for a minute and say, you know what? Why don't they conveniently put this out in circulation according to history? Why? Because they don't want you to know it. How are they going to keep us in mental slavery if we knew what our origins were? We don't know our fucking origins, and we learning our origins from people who just got released after 1865.
That's a fact, bro. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Rob, you don't know, bro. What's that word, master? Because master means that you're a master mason. You feel what I'm saying? So if these people, if we had the skill set, right, to to be carpenters, we was all of that. We was carpenters. We were inventors. We were seamstress. You feel what I'm saying? We the ones that had all the skills.
Dentists, surgeons,
Yeah,
Well,
everything.
hey,
architects.
you know what, none, if I may interject, if it'll make you feel better, Rob, to understand it, those slaves were apprenticed under us, and that's how all of our trades were stolen. And
Right,
that's
Oh
how
bro.
it
shit, I'm
happened.
back. I'm
That's
back.
a
Okay.
fact too. That's a fact too. That's something that you're right about that. And that's
Yeah.
how they learned our science because
Yeah.
we taught them because they was working for us. So once you gravitate towards that mentally, then you will understand like how the fuck are we building towns and we building architectural structures that it takes a master mason to be able to build. Not no fucking slave that just
Right.
got out of fucking slavery fucking 10 years ago. All right, 1865. Let's just deal with so-called Black Wall Street folks. And we know we don't know it. There was infinite Black Wall Streets, all right? But let's just talk about this one particular in Greenwood, Archer, and Pine in Tulsa, right? So boom, you go there and look at everything that was there. Listen, you think of it, that town itself, right? It would have took hundreds of years to build that shit. And they're telling you
No.
these people was formerly slaves and they learned this science in 10 years and was able to fucking replicate exactly what they seen or what they learned from somebody. And in some cases have better, well, no, in most cases have better structures than the structures that these people building.
What are you talking
Mhm.
about? It was just a normal town.
Hey,
What's
you
the
know
longest
them
time?
A1, you know them Bilderbergers, they had to stop building them all together because they was trying to reverse engineer the science of them airships, so-called blimps, and they was blowing them motherfuckers up because they couldn't even figure it out. And see, one thing I know from experience, when I was probably 13, 14 down in Tennessee, the master mason of the town, the bricklayer of the town in the city was a so-called Negro, and we worked up under him, and it was niggas older than us, and it was each level of age of people on the work site, and he had the apprentices under him, but we learning as kids how to do this, and we'll lay a foundation to a house in a day. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching this as a kid, and they doing this like it's nothing because the seniors taught them. But see, once they started getting rid of us through the Jim Crow laws, once they formed this Odd Fellows, Mason shit, they made them oaths not to give niggas certain jobs once they done stole certain knowledge from niggas, and then the old men just died. You know what I'm saying? And now all we left with is apprenticing as barbers.
But check this out too, Hulk. Check this out. Look, last night I was rocking through a lot of my info. I think me and AP going to put together a bill. Don't quote me on that. I mean, don't hold me to that. But I'm definitely gonna try to do a bill today. I got everything pulled up, right? But it tells you, even in Tulsa, they said they killed all of the wealthy black people.
No.
They killed all of the wealthy black people. Hey, look.
No.
Hey, Rob, listen. Hey, Rob, listen. Hey, Rob, hold on. Real quick. Rob, if you're going to be on the panel with us, you're going to have to be open-minded, or you can kindly remove yourself. You can't keep challenging everything, bro. At some point in time, you're going to have to say, these brothers is research and they know what the fuck they talking about.
Facts.
Oh, I know about the Tulsa. I know about Tulsa.
Rob. Have you ever seen Sir Solomon Jones film, the one I showed?
No, I never seen that film.
Okay, do you know at the time of Tulsa, there was over 50 or 60 other Tulsas going on at the same fucking time?
Facts.
Now, do you know that?
It's a whole Aboriginal city under Lake Lanier in Atlanta, Georgia right now. The whole city underwater.
It's a fucking fact, bro. And bro, like, man, listen, this shit, man, it's endless possibilities with this history that we find in, my dude. So, like I said, now, Rob, do you know that it was 60 other towns to go with Tulsa?
There wasn't.
He knows. He knows.
Okay. That's what I'm
Now
saying.
what I'm saying, and nigga be like, Hawk be getting emotional, bro. These my ancestors. You trying to just erase my ancestors because your motherfucking pink ass lips pucker up to do so, motherfucker. You gonna have to bring your sword every time. I don't give a fuck. I told these niggas I'm on the love path. It's like that. Every time I see these niggas, it's like that. It's not emotion. No,
okay, it's not.
But I got the blood of my motherfucking ancestors. Millions of motherfuckers who want their justice vibrating in my veins.
Cool.
Hey Rob, do you think you can debate one of my apprentices? Do you think you can debate him? Because you ain't qualified to debate nobody on this panel. And there's other people in the chat room you're not qualified to debate. Yeah. But you can debate somebody, you know.
Nah, listen. Yeah, we'll deal with Rob. I want to let my sister April Dawn get the flow. It's a lot of men on here. We're gonna let my sister get the flow. Shout out to April Dawn. Peace and blessings.
What's up, baby? AP? What's up, A1 in the chat, the panel? Except for Meth Noxious. I wanted to kind of expound on what Sister Bethy was talking about with you brothers. Y'all do need to come together and do a school. I really feel like y'all need to come together and do textbooks for the community. And I'm actually looking. Yeah.
I don't want to call it a C if it's a he.
There you go. I can beat the baby in a debate, guaranteed.
You shut the hell up. Anyways, yeah, do textbooks, and I'm actually looking. You gonna say hi?
Hey, little baby.
Right there.
You say hi? So I'm being spoiled right now. Yeah, I'm being spoiled right now. Yeah, and I feel but I'm in the process of starting an accreditation company too. So We need to start making moves in the community because, as you see, people like Mass Noxious are on their mission and they don't want the truth to get out, and they want our people to feel like, you know, that things happen like in Amistad and stuff. Like even when he speaks about slavery, it's always from that standpoint of like these
Right.
Amistad movies that you've been beaten on. You can't have beaten up, bludgeoned up slaves anyways. Like you won't have a working slave.
No,
Mm-hmm.
you're right though. They
Yeah, you're right.
always was correct. Go ahead, my bad. But now you're right,
Yo,
sister. We're gonna definitely formulate some type of school system for y'all to be able to come through off of YouTube and get the unfiltered Aboriginal information without being retained in any way. So we appreciate it. As a matter of fact, shout out to Barbara Banks for the $5 cash out donation. Thank you, Barbara. We appreciate all the support over here. Shout out to Barbara. Make sure y'all show Barbara some love in the chat. Don't let Barbara be the only one to support the channel. Y'all support the channel. Shout out to Barbara.
mm-hmm.
Appreciate that.
And let me
Yeah.
say this real quick, right? Listen, and if when we do get into that paradigm of teaching, right? We're not gonna be doing on this Wikipedia scholarship that I see niggas do. I see a nigga do a whole video with Dane Calloway reading off dates and shit that these crackers been put together, man. That shit sounded so fucking elementary school like to me. Like when I heard this shit, 'cause you can't take none of that history verbatim. You can't trust none of that. They don't have correct timelines, man. Like, so if
Right.
you go in and we teach, see the thing is, I like to teach it. A lot of people would think that I'm a conspiracy theory from the angles that I take because I don't trust none of their history. These people timelines and dates are faulty, and the stories and accounts that they're telling you never even happened. But you got
Yeah.
people out here putting together whole videos and saying that this is some scholar. Listen, any one of us could go on Wikipedia or go on one of these websites and find an article and read it and make it sound like we fucking Dr. Seuss or fucking what's the motherfucker, Mr. Rogers or somebody, right? But no, I have to cross-reference everything these people put out there. So I can never read from one fucking source without fact-checking it from 10 other fucking sources. Go ahead.
Yeah, bro. I just want to say this.
You say
The
your
the
mic
thing that,
shitty.
huh? My mic
You say
messed up.
your mic shitty. Yeah. No, yours good.
Okay, okay,
Man,
okay.
I got some $200 headphones on AP. Please don't keep telling me this shit, man. No, I'm traveling though, man. I'm traveling
I'm
right
gonna
now.
create some Aboriginal headphones for you. Them motherfuckers gonna be phenomenal for you, brother.
Yeah, so Ooga mic and shit. Yo, but no, I just want to say, yeah,
Uber
remember that, remember that, yo. No, yo, but I want people. Okay, when the brother got up here, right? It's like you playing right into our hands when you say we can't prove, and everybody like we don't. For real, I don't believe the Columbus story. You know what I mean? I believe all that shit was fake. You know what I'm saying? I believe that we was in harmony. We had businesses all around the world. We was trading and we had the world at peace. You know what I mean? That's what I feel. You know what I'm saying? All these stories and shit where these people trying to lay claim to a land that they wasn't supposed to come to. That's their story. So their story is actually counterproductive to the story that they're trying to tell about us. You feel what I'm saying? So what we're saying is, well, the evidence doesn't show what you're saying. You know what I mean? Their story is actually debunking the fact that these people was in some type of superior seat than what they are displaying. You feel what I'm saying? All of the evidence is showing that we was running shit. You feel what I'm saying? Now you can call them any name you want to call them. All I know is that shit is being suppressed, and another narrative is being promoted. You feel what I'm saying? So when you look at collusion, you're looking at racketeering, you're looking at several organizations, mystery, secret societies being formed. You feel what I'm saying? That's withholding truth. Then evidently it's some criminal activity that's going on. You feel what I mean? So what you think, that we're not thinkers? You think niggas think we stupid? You know what I'm saying? We can see what y'all doing. You feel what I'm saying? So people like Rob, if you want it, or the other brother that came up here saying, "Oh, you can't prove that he is 100,000 years ago." Well, you can't prove that we wasn't. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a wash. You know what I mean? So let's
That's a
let's go with
stalemate. That's what we
And
call
like
a
that, like
stalemate in chess.
and no one ever
right,
says that, and no one ever says that if you're claiming to be African descent. No one ever says, "So you can't prove that you descend from African people from 1,000 years ago." Like, so why does that always apply to us?
right. But since this what I'm saying. Okay, if how stupid is you to destroy records proving that we were foreign? You feel what I'm saying? So we was from Africa. Why would you destroy those records? Because that right there. That's fucking a golden ticket to get rid of our asses in the future. Why would you destroy
Right,
that? You feel what I'm
right.
saying? That's stupid. Cause
Okay,
now we
so
can do just like we doing now and saying that from what we say, from the evidence, from our parents, from our grandparents, we got evidence that we was always here. You don't have evidence that we came from anywhere else. And if you did have evidence, why did your dumbass destroy it?
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying?
it's
And
not
all
it's
that.
not like
I'm
it's
a
not
mute
like
on that,
it's
bro.
not like they lack foresight too. Like they plan hundreds and years out and stuff. So like, why would you do that? That doesn't even make sense. Especially since they so hard
And that,
pressed trying to prove that we are trying to force us to be that.
Right.
man,
And
they
and what
leave so much
and,
history out. Now, I just wanted to say that they leave so much history out, like shit that I shouldn't like. Okay, if I'm in a how do I want to say? If I'm in an organized educational institution, right? I should not be doing no independent research and finding out shit that I ain't learned from an organized educational institution. Because you would think that these people got all of the fucking think tanks, all of the resources to where they should have all of their I's dotted and all of their T's crossed. But in the case of history, it's not. And we know why, because we read the mission statement for the general education system. It's clear. They don't want no philosophers. They don't want no scientists. They don't want no education or educators. Or they do not want independent thinkers. So among them four things that I just mentioned, what is they trying to tell us?
Say, man, can I say, I really appreciate y'all scholarship, man. Y'all doing a great job. I don't know if you can pay for something like this, where you brothers build and we talk about shit and relate it and check fact and go back and double check and challenge each other. I don't think you can pay for something like this. So if y'all do decide to get y'all hustle on, I don't knock y'all, but please don't stop doing this.
Nah, we do this right here, man. Listen, we already did, and anybody who know me, you already know when I do a bill, I show and prove. Whether you agree with what I'm showing to prove it or not, I'm showing to prove. I'm showing you that I did not make none of this shit up. Somebody else agree with what I'm saying, and that's all I need. You understand what I'm saying? So we have these free speaking platforms so people can present information and can, respectfully agree and to disagree. Not so a person mentions something, you say, nah, nah, nah. So I'm lying in it. I'm just making all this shit up just cause, right? Why? That's how you know if a person is really a scholar or somebody who's trying to learn something, they're going to keep their mouth shut. There is a saying: seek seek first to understand, then to be understood. So that means keep your mouth shut until you fucking understand what I'm saying. Then you can elaborate or verbally, address what I said. Peace to the gods, man.
Right. But I
Man,
think
peace to
yo,
everybody, man. Peace to everybody that came through, man. We about to get ready to get the hell out of here, man.
right.
We're gonna do. Don't quote me on this, like A1 said, but we probably gonna be doing the bill later on tonight, man. We're gonna get into a heavyweight jam tonight, man. So make sure y'all stay tuned and be on the lookout for that. But man, with that being said, man, peace and love to everybody. Brought their information. Shout out to my brother nonetheless, April Dawn, Superman, Incredible Hulk, a Hanuki L, Jaguar, Omek, and the rest of the other brothers and sisters that came through. Shout out to everybody in the panel. Shout out to Sister Betty as well. Sister Betty, you still in here? Make sure you hit my line. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure y'all be safe. Thumb up that video before y'all get out of here.
Yo, what
Double
about
tap that
Rob,
like.
yo?
Yeah, Rob, cool, man. He good. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rob.
Fuck Rob. For real,
Fuck
fuck
Rob. But
Rob.
all them notes we saw
Fuck
him rummaging
Rob.
through all those papers and stuff. What was that about?
Rob,
Man,
get the gas,
nigga
please.
Rob getting managers and shit. You know what I'm saying?
What about Rob? Fuck Rob.
Hey, that's that's root word brother-in-law. You know he got a baby with his sister and shit.
Man, oh
Yeah.
wow. So you in association with Rudy Root, huh? Okay. Now
This
it
is
all makes sense.
brother-in-law.
Oh
That's his
shit.
brother-in-law. They sharing a
God
mayonnaise sandwich
damn
right
it.
now.
Meth
It's a
not
small
shit.
world. Nigga rolling up them Winston lights and shit in some
man,
bamboo papers.
man, that
What
nigga
you say,
smoking
Rob?
on Marlboro Red, no filter.
Ice noxious, meth noxious.
That nigga,
That was that smoke a little too thick.
that nigga take one pull off that motherfucker, blow his lungs out.
Hey, and what it is we fucked Rob head up. He never heard this before. See, he thought he had superiority over us, only to find out that his ancestors were slaves and beat on and shit like that. But nah, it's all good, bro.
Vagabonds and look, vagabonds and rascals
Right.
and
The word
rednecks.
rednecks and shit. You know why they call them red? Because you worked in the field and that sun was beating on the back of your shit. You
He,
see
he
what I'm
he heard he heard of all this shit before. He just never
Uh-huh.
heard black people actually saying it. He
Yo,
thought that we all was brainwashed.
eating horse
That
meat and
shit,
shit. Walking around
that
with a
shit sound
spoon.
Hey,
racist.
like even y'all only bathe. Y'all came from only bathing once a year in Europe. Like y'all some
Yep.
savages. You
That's
know,
where the
it's
marriage
okay.
ceremony was created.
I'm gonna
You
drop.
heard?
I'm gonna
Hey,
drop the
hey,
link to my books in the back, man, proving that your peoples was enslaved. Let me put this back on the screen again before we go. Look, whites were
hey,
actually owned by. Let's read this on the screen. Whites were actually owned by Negroes and Indians in the South.
wow. Damn, where the bomb at? Shit. Damn, drop that motherfucking big time. Shit.
And it, and it was
Shit.
so
That's a
and it was so heavy that they had to pass acts to stop it. That's how
yup.
heavy
Yeah,
it
look,
That's a
was.
look at
fact.
it. Look, this
Had
is
to
a
pass
Virginia
laws.
Court Assembly. This is a statue of Virginia Assembly. Listen, I didn't want to beat you in the head too bad, Rob. I just want you to do your research. I'm not here to be mean. I'm just here to edify and educate you, hillbillies. I know that you are
Hey, yo,
indoctrinated. Yeah.
let Rob know they passed the Man Act because it was an epidemic of white women being kidnapped all over the world and in America too. Tell them look
Them
up
women,
that the white women being kidnapped.
man, you know them women was giving it up freely, man. They was running. That's why look. When you look up Jack Johnson, right? Jack Johnson is the original Andrew Tate, right? Look, Jack Johnson, they had to make a law. This nigga used to have a motherfucking convertible, four-door convertible, him and five other white bitches in the car and shit, man. And he used to be doing his thing, man. You know what I'm saying? So Rob, research that and get
Yeah.
back to us, man.
All right.
He
Well,
was
I got
he was
back
a
to you.
scapegoat. He was just
Listen,
a
man.
scapegoat for
It's
that
a real.
epidemic. But them
It's a
white
real simple
they were
thing.
selling their own people, bro.
Hey, listen, man. It's a real simple concept. Ready? Human beings are not native to the Americas, and the first people that came to the Americas, they came from.
Human beings are not
Human
native to the
beings.
Americas, bro. I can't listen to that
Oh my
I
Yeah,
land
bro.
my
Yo,
plane.
god.
I land
hey,
my
bro,
We're
plane.
all
I'm
one. We're
out,
all
bro. Hey,
human
yo,
beings.
peace of the gods, bro.
Peace
Yo,
to the
I feel
God, man.
I
Listen to
feel dumb
God,
to
you
just
got
listen to that nigga, yo. My
We're
God,
all one. We're all
I'm
one
God,
human
bro.
race.
Y'all see how dumb he is, right? Let's go, yo.
you
I'm out.
don't
Yeah,
get
that's
your
over
ass.
with,
Look, hey
man.
Rob, if you
Get your
don't
dumb
get
ass
your
out.
ass, you don't
He made
get your
people dumber,
snuff
yo. He
chewing
made people
ass out
dumber.
of
Listen
here.
to him.
We're
Yeah, it's
all
over.
one. Fuck out of
Hey,
here.
Rob, it's okay. Your ancestors come from that, so you just, you just thinking out of your cotton picking mind, it's all good, bro. No offense, man. Your ancestors was good slaves. They was a good source of tool and using it our land. You know what I'm saying? And with that, names similar to us,
Fact.
like Johnson and Roberts. Y'all got trades. You know what I'm saying? You got and so with that, you came from the dark ages of not bathing and not have sanitation and going through a plague, and we rid you of that. So kind of pay homage to the American Aborigine uh, by giving you this opportunity in the land of milk and honey, brother Rob Nasha. You know. With that being said, shout out to all the American Aborigines. Make sure y'all be aware, stay vigilant, stay dangerous. It's your brother Aboriginal Power, and we out.
See, my life has been in motion. I'm a little windy. I'm not giving up yet. If you with me, time to place up your bet. Ain't no turning back. Got niggas who ran. When we caught his ass, got caught in that jam. Yeah, you know who I am. Yeah, you know who I am. I can feel it coming. I can feel it coming. It's that feeling in your stomach, you can feel it coming. It's that feeling in your stomach, you can feel it coming. Yeah, you can feel it coming. Fake love, that snake you in your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it. Too much fake love, that snake you in your face, love. Your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it. Too much fake love, that snake you in your face, love. Your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon'